It is the second semi-final, as you pointed out, Trevor Scott. The Renmark Rovers taking on the Barmera Monash Roos. Nobby Norton, you're alongside me. The B grade's just wrapped up. There's a bit of action going on.
Yeah, there is, Lockie. Good afternoon to yourself, to Trev. Hello again, and good afternoon to the listeners. Both sides on the oval. Oval in good condition. That bit of rain we had during the week softened it up a bit. It was a bit hard, I heard from some of the Barmera guys that played on it last week. When I say hard, a bit firm underfoot. And both teams out there, and some changes in both sides. But we must acknowledge that the Barmera Monash side ran through a banner, and that banner was for Dylan Millard for his 200th game of senior footy.
Yeah, at the Roos. So well done to Dylan Millard there. Only his second A-grade game for the year, getting the call-up. A couple of best on-ground performances in the reserve. So hitting form at the right time. Not to forget, too, the couple of seasons when he coached the Loxton Tigers. So
yeah, and some interesting ins and outs of both sides here today. Lachlan Winnell, and out for Renmark, for the Renmark Rovers, is Brody Rover, injured. So that's a big out for them in their tall man department, because neither of these sides absolutely abundance of big fellas. I've been saying that, though. Both the Gartery boys will hold up the big man department for Renmark today. For Barmera Monash, we saw Matt Wilden injured last week, and my mail is that he's out for the season with that ankle injury that he sustained. And others missing from today are Clayton Williams and Jed Millington, who both played in the seconds, who are now through to the grand final from Barmera. And Paul Spilios missing as well, but didn't see him in the seconds.
Yeah, heard on good authority that just didn't quite pull up for today's game. So yeah, he'll be a big out, because he gives them quite a bit. Yeah, he gives them quite a bit of pace off halfback and a bit of a utility around the ground. So no doubt there'll be someone that steps up into that position. Wilden, a big out as well, Nobby Norton, it must be said.
Yeah, it certainly is. And it's interesting to note that Millard back into that side with a bit of experience, and also the very, very experienced veteran in one Brody Schmicker-Hill, who comes back, who lines up again and played quite well last time we saw him here. Lockie last week in the final minor round game against the Berry Demons.
Yeah, certainly been a bit of a revelation in recent seasons, Brody Hill, particularly this one, stepping back into the A-grade for the Barmera Monash Roos, which, if you speak to any long-standing member of the club, that's where he started his football journey.
Yes, back to the origin.
Well, it's good to see he's gone full circle. So and didn't look out of place last week at all.
Not at all. And and those sort of players, this ground will suit them today. They'd much rather get hold of Renmark here at league headquarters at Berry than perhaps even on their home deck or even up at Renmark. And if they've got a chance to win and beat Renmark, today's the day on a slightly smaller oval in conditions that are a bit windy, quite a severe breeze going up and down the ground towards the, we'll say the 5RM end. Lockie was the scoring end in the seconds. And it'll be interesting to see what the sides do when the toss is taken. I would think that you'd take the advantage and try and put the advantage onto the scoreboard in the first quarter.
That would be always the key, I would have thought. Get some early scoreboard pressure. Captain's going to the middle to toss the coin. We got Matt Wolford, multiple premiership player.
And Sam Butterworth.
Yeah, Sam Butterworth for the Barmera Monash
What are you calling, Lockie, if you're calling heads?
I think you always... Well, tails never fails, but I've always went heads. So
here we go. Sam Butterworth to call, being the visiting captain. And looks like he has won the toss and is going towards the 5RM end. So Barmera with first use of this breeze, and be interesting to see how they line up. I'm guessing that Millard holds down a key defensive position, whether that be fullback or centre halfback. But I'm looking for Barmera to come out here all guns firing, and we saw guys like Matt Watkey, very dangerous in the forward lines, very dangerous in the middle, and built, would you say, with a lower centre of gravity than most. I'll be interested to see just how they go getting their hands on the ball early and using it. And, of course, John O'Beach back into the side today too. We didn't see him in the last minor round game. So his scoring power is going to be very important to the Roos.
Yeah, very true. And you mentioned the conditions today. Both teams losing probably some of their more pacier players. Probably not going to play too much of a factor today. But as you mentioned, the lack of height might be a big issue for the Roos. They're going to have to use their assets wisely.
Yeah, I'm looking for big game. If Barmera Monash, who I think are capable of what I'd consider an upset here to go straight into the grand final. If they're going to get over the top of the Roos today, Steve Burton needs to play a big game and hit the scoreboard. Matt Watke needs to produce his normal determined self. And I'm looking for Lucas Warnett to hit the scoreboard. He was pretty quiet last week when we saw him here.
And interestingly enough, in the absence of John O'Beach in recent rounds, he's actually Barmera Monash's leading goal kicker for the year, Lucas Warnett.
And he was quiet last week. And, of course, the other thing, and while I'm still talking about Barmera, the other thing was my perhaps Willis Medal fancy at this stage, Justin Bonney, who normally plays across half-back in a sweeping role and a quarterback role where he sets up attack from half-back. I'll be interested to see if Josh Vader actually makes him become accountable by playing either a forward on him that they go to and make him man him up, or alternatively, they play a forward on him who defends him. So I'll be looking for a bit of that. And, of course, with the Renmark side, well, they're a pretty known commodity. They've got the Wolford boys in Matt, Tim and Dan who'll probably line up across the middle. And then you got probably a former player of the comp almost, Ricky Garrett, who's been hard at it all year. So they got plenty of guns as well. So it'll be interesting to see how they go. And I'm looking for perhaps their goal scorers to come from not only Nick Gillard, but also Nathan Zunic and Declan Johnson.
Yeah, it's a great afternoon of footy right here at 5RM. Siren sounds and a big tap from Gartery, but he went over the top. It's Barmera Monash that get the kick away inside, attacking 50. Watke running for it. But Tim Blight for the Renmark Rovers got it off the deck, got a handball that went straight to Matt Watke in the pocket for Barmera. Goes wide. That was Joey Ricketts, I reckon, and that's gone out of bounds.
Chain of handballs onto Ricketts. Ricketts had a pot from deep in the forward pocket, but kicked it out on the full. That'll be a free kick to Renmark, taken by Adrian. I've got to get that right. Adrian Herodor, who one of our favourites, Lockie, when we watch the Rovers play.
A bit of a revelation this season. Takes the kick, a big kick, but it's gone straight to the Roos.
This is in Beach's range with this breeze. I watched. He's gone back and passed it off. I think he would have been better off having a shot, but it's a wonderful kick. He's kicked it straight into the forward lines and found Thomas Austin, former Renmark Rover premiership player, who's taken a mark about 20 metres out on about a 45-degree angle. Will run in from in front of the club rooms, wind at his back to have the first deliberate shot at goal today on his left foot, natural left footer, and misses to the right. And that's the first score today for either side. It's a point to Barmera Monash. They go to 1 point, leading Renmark yet to score on the Berry Better scoreboard.
This is 5RM Riverland football on a Saturday afternoon, 91.5 FM, 8 on AM and 5RM.com. We've also got the first semi-final tomorrow at the Lakeside in Barmera. Looking forward to that as always, but we've got a second semi-final right in front of us now. Ball taking a bit of time to come back in.
Magpies will go in hot favourite tomorrow, but either side are in with a chance.
Renmark go all scramble from the pack, but Matt Wolford's decided to take as many metres as he can on the kick out and goes to the right back pocket. Gartery couldn't mark it. That was Zach. Taken high there was the Renmark player.
Yeah, Gartery the option for Renmark to get out of defence, waving and come wide, but he was well manned up in the ruck. Bonnie infringed Gartery there in the ruck, and he'll get the free kick. Playing in the long sleeves today. Is he making a bit of a...
He made the long sleeve team of the year, announced today. Yeah. Goes short, finds his brother Caden, and he's just going to hold up on back flank. Handballs inboard to Vader, who had to backtrack. A wild old kick, finds Ricky Garrett just inside the boundary.
Accurate disposal, and Renmark keeping possession here. Garrett looks up, shoots it up short again up the wing and gets Zunic. Handballs back to Garrett. Garrett dodges one, drives Renmark into attack, was looking for the coach, and he ends up getting it and handballing it out, Vader. But this Justin Bonney grabs the ball, but quickly tackled and wrapped up by Declan Johnson.
Yeah, good pressure there from Johnson. Number 33 for the Rovers, going back inside, attacking 50. A ball up just outside Rovers attack. It was Barmera Monash that had the kick, but it's the Renmark Rovers that go inside 50. Gillard the target, crumbs forward, spills out to Garrett. Garrett got a wild handball out and going to Barmera Monash through Bonney and clears it out to Beach in the back pocket.
Yeah, interesting play there. Renmark moving the ball quite quickly, snipping it around, and but Bonney come onto that loose ball, use Beach, who's a long way down from the forward lines. So Barmera prepared to run and use legs. Ball comes out of half-back, this time from Looked like it might have been Ricketts
Yeah,
all the way
Ricketts,
back.
Yep.
Mark taken on the wing, this time by, looks like it might be Dan Wolford over there, Lockie.
That was Harry Beavis.
Harry Beavis, and he turned it over as well. So Barmera take possession from a miss kick from Beavis in the middle. Ball driven forward, short, comes to Schmicker in the middle there, and he handballs off straight away to Lachlan Marks. The young fella drives Barmera into attack. Finds Dane Austin on a long lead. He's 50 out. Can he go back and have a shot, young fella? If you're watching the seconds, that's well within your range with the breeze here today.
He's got players screaming for it, but he's reluctantly, I think, going to have a shot.
Distance won't be the problem if he gets onto it.
Sends it long. No one able to mark it. Still in play. Tim Blight taken to ground by Watke and a ball up.
Maybe he was 5 metres out of his range, but this goes to show that ball travelled all the 50, but not for the 55 he is needed. Ball goes up in the middle. Up goes the big fella in Gartery and thumps it clear. Renmark trying to get this ball out of defence, and they shoot it up the flank.
Finds Zunic. Zunic goes short and finds Garrett right in front of the club rooms here at Berry. Got a bit of space on the half-back flank. Goes inboard slightly. Finds Morgan Edwards.
Yeah.
Just going to hold up for a sec. Rovers playing a bit of possession football.
Garrett covering plenty of ground. Gets the ball back here in the middle. No, cut out by Warnett. Runs onto it, onto his left foot. Straight through the middle. There's an intercepted goal by the Barmera Monash Roos, and Lucas Warnett kicks the first goal of the game, takes Barmera to 1 goal to 8 points, leading Renmark.
I've got one goal.
Have you?
Yeah,
I'm looking at the scoreboard. I think what's happened here is that the first score that went up.
I think it's 1-1. 1-1-7 we'll roll with. Oh, sorry, 1-1.
1-1-7, leading Renmark yet to score on the Berry Better scoreboard. And that was a Gartery. Garrett waited for that ball, and it didn't get to him. And he's picked up kicks on both wings, went down the middle, and Warnett was hot on it, intercepted the ball, and ran straight forward, played on, and made no mistake with that goal. But Garrett covering plenty of ground. He started off in the middle, and he's working wide both sides, and that time tried to come up the middle, but Barmera were up to the task.
Really caught Garrett off guard there.
Yep.
Back in the middle it goes. 6 minutes played. It's Barmera Monash that kick away, but it's going to be intercepted by Garrett. He gets a good handball out to Gillard in the middle. Handball's back inboard to AJ Hem. Hem back to Gillard. Gillard now running over the paint at 50. A wobbly old kick off the boot. It's going to go out of bounds. Just about a metre round from the behind post.
Gillard working up into the middle for that centre bounce and breaking clear of his opponent. And trying to get something happening. Ball comes out of defence for Barmera, but Renmark up to it. Quickly drive it back in. This time to Lachlan Lellman. He turns, handballs. Teammate grabs hold of it. Ball goes back into Zunic, but he can't get it clear. So the ball looking like it's being held up there at half-back for Barmera. In goes umpire Linky. It'll be a ball up inside the Renmark forward 50.
Yeah, 35-40 out from the Rovers goal. Kicking to the Riverland Berry, 5RM Riverland football. Angry pack around the ball. Good tap from Gartery. Goes inboard slightly, but it doesn't go too far. And umpire Linky says, we'll have another crack at that one.
Zunic on the bottom of the pack taking possession, but couldn't get it out for Renmark. So up it goes again. Interesting duel here. I think it's a 3-goal breeze, so anything Renmark can score that in. Big hit out of the pack there by Gartery. Towards the goals, couldn't get a teammate.
I think he's called a free.
Free kick against Renmark. The free kick will go to Barmera Monash.
It's going to Renmark. He's Stockman, Nick Stockman.
Yeah, he pointed the other way. That was Trent Ogle, the infringer there, and Stockman will take a shot at goal from about 25 metres out, almost directly in front, going towards the river end into what breeze there is here today. Distance won't be a problem. Accuracy will be the challenge. And accuracy, no problem at all, which takes the score to 1 goal. Renmark 1 goal, trailing Barmera Monash 1-1-7 by 1 point on the Berry Better scoreboard.
This is 5RM Riverland football. Live on a Saturday afternoon, 91.5 FM, 8on AM and 5rm.com. A lot of players working hard for the coveted Murray Pioneer Man of the Match Award this afternoon. No real standouts as yet.
Early days, we have Garrett covering plenty of ground for Renmark, picking up kicks, like I said, on the boundary line, both sides. But when they tried to bring that ball up the middle from half back, It was chopped out and Warnett kicked the first goal of the game. And the second goal's come from a free kick to Nicholas Stockman, who was only 20 metres out.
So Renmark in the middle have got Gartrey, Vader and Gillard. Trent Ogle, though, for Barmera Monash got his hands on it. It was held. Umpire says play on. Still an angry pack. Vader holding the ball, and it's paid. The Rovers with the free kick in the middle. That part, Josh didn't drop that. He might have got a... Josh takes the kick inside, attacking 50, spills over the back, and Justin Bonney, Nobby, your man, takes a mark.
Yeah, and it looks like Nicholas Stockman's his direct opponent. And even though Stockman's already goaled, it wasn't at Bonnie's error. It was from a free kick at the bottom of the pack. Bonnie comes out the half-back. No, Stockman's his opponent. So he's manned up. Wacky takes the ball for Renmark in the middle, shoots the handball out wide to a teammate who looks up, goes forward and finds Joe Ricketts at a half forward for Barmera.
Ricketts with the ball for the Roos. 80 out from goal, goes short, just inside 50, finds Burton on a lead.
Lovely
takes
kick.
A mark.
Yeah, Burton, not a long kick, and he's right on the 50 here, so he'll have to pass it off, and he does pass it off beautifully to his teammate, which is Max Petrole here, who Max will go back, have a shot. He'll kick this from about 40 out. Distance should not be the problem for this young fella. Accuracy, once again, his biggest challenge.
Yeah, not much I would have thought would be. Well, just saying, I think he'll be well within his range with that breeze.
Good movement of the ball by the Roos. They brought it up from half-back. Couple of kicks accurately, and then accurately dished it off, and that's straight through the middle. And that's the second goal for Barmera Monash. Takes them to 2-1-13, leading Renmark 1 goal, 6, a 7-point lead on the very better scoreboard.
Yeah, good start for the Barmera Monash Roos. 10 minutes played. First quarter Riverland footy on 5RM for McDonald's at Renmark, and the big arch has arrived.
Yeah, Barmera brought that ball down the grandstand wing side and gave plenty of space in the middle, and Petrole, he did the discipline thing. He headed up the middle into the space, and Burton found him with a good pass, which is right out in front of him. Only he could get hold of it, and he's put that score straight on the board.
So back to the middle it goes. Umpire Linky to ball it up. Gartrey gets the tap away, gets it out in front of Lelman, and then it was Jenke that got a wobbly old kick away towards the boundary, picked up off the deck. That was Vader. Finds Wolford. Matt goes quickly, plays on down to half forward. Barmera Monash through Fraser Sampson, mop it up and gets taken to ground, and we'll get a ball up.
You see those experienced heads for Renmark in Vader and also Wolford. Matt come to the fore. When they're under the pump, when they're under pressure, they're the two that tend to rise and lead.
So a ball up, half forward for the Rovers. Went about as far as 1.5 metres, and we'll go again.
Yeah, that ball went straight to Ricky Garrett, but he couldn't get clear of the pack. He's getting some pretty interesting attention from Trent Ogle. Not a bad duel there. Trent with the speed, Garrett with the strength and the experience.
Declan Johnson got his hands on it off the deck. And Barmera Monash wanted to play on advantage, but umpire says no, everyone stops. So it's going to be Trent Ogle with the free at half-back for the Roos.
It was incorrect disposal, and he was due the free, but the ump was trying to play the advantage, but there was none.
Straight down the line, ball dropped short, spilling towards the boundary. Watke just shuffles that out for the Roos, and we'll get a ball in on the far wing here at Berry this afternoon.
One thing about Matt Watke, he always makes a contest when that ball comes loose, and he makes sure if you're going to win it, you're going to earn it. Ball goes in from the boundary line, comes into the ruckman. No other gets their hand on it. Ball comes loose at the back of the pack. Warnett trying to get handle on it, but out comes Blight from Morgan Edwards, from half-back. Shoots the ball forward for Renmark. No one can get the handle on it. Ogle gets it. Handballs across to Jamison Whitbourne, who drives Barmera forward. Ball clears the pack. Jack Albrick looking to get hands on it. Too quick. Shoots the handball out, does Jack. Barmera Monash teammate runs into an open goal.
That's
Burton. Yep, that was Steve Burton. Lovely handball there from Jack Albrick, who was the first to recover. And Burton puts his first on the board, and Barmera's third. They go to 3-goal, 119, leading Renmark 1 goal by 13 points. And already the pace of the Barmera small players becoming a bit of an issue for Renmark, and they adopted that process. Even though they're going with what I consider about a 3-goal breeze here, Lockie, they are moving the ball quickly and as fast as they can towards their own goals.
Yeah, play on at all costs, take the advantage, take the risk, and as I said, they were even quicker than the umpire before when he wanted to call it back. So, and that's the sort of thing you got to do if you want to, get into a grand final in a second semi-final. You've got to take those chances because you've got the ability to, if you cough it up, you got another chance. But not saying you want to do that. Renmark now back in the middle, get a good tap. But doesn't go that far.
Yeah, Bonnie up in the ruck, and then first one back, both the ruckmen back on the ground trying to win the loose ball. One thing I do notice with Renmark, Lockie, they have a bit of a trend of trailing at half-time and coming back hard in the second half. I'm wondering whether they're going to be able to do that against the Barmera side. What a great kick out of the middle from Burton. Drives the ball forward, this time
Whitbourne.
To Whitbourne, who looks up and goes long to the forward. Oh.
And it's going to be taken down, 25-metre penalty.
Yeah, that mark was taken by Dane Austin on that quick movement, and Tim Blight didn't like it, and he actually trod on his opponent while he was laying on the ground because he dived forward for that mark. He was a little bit rough with him, and as a result, gave away the 25 metres. Austin will take this kick inside the 10-metre square, directly in front. Not a problem for him. This will be their fourth goal. Barmera go to 4-1-25, leading Renmark a goal, and that's 2 quick goals in just over a minute. And who's in amongst it? Steve Burton, having a big effect on the game, and so is Jamison Whitbourne, by the way. Lockie's been involved in both those forward sorties, as has Burton.
Yeah, back into the side today, Jamison Whitbourne.
Yep.
Big inclusion, lots of pace.
Yeah, absolutely. And Barmera have started this game like they mean business. They're looking like they just want one more win after this to hold up the cup.
Well, we saw this last year in the exact, what would you call it? It wasn't a replay. It was this fixture last year, the semi-final at Loxton, that Renmark were very much the favoured team that day, but it was Barmera Monash that got into the grand final via that win in what was a thrilling game last season.
Yeah, Bonnie going okay in ruck at the moment, but who's his backup? He's got both the Gartery boys to compete against. Up they go again. This time Gartery hand on the ball first, flicks it out towards Nick Gillard from Renmark, who drives Renmark forward, looking for Declan Johnson. Justin Bonnie right with him, knocks the ball clear. It's play on. Off half-back comes Burton for Barmera again. Drives Barmera into attack. Ball comes clear. Whitbourne again with the footy. It clears the Renmark opponent. Barmera with numbers at the ball.
That's Austin.
Back onto his left foot. This time Thomas Austin. He puts on another goal for Barmera, and they are up and about. 5 goals, 1-31. Leads Renmark 1 goal on the Berrybetter scoreboard. You're thinking if you're Renmark coach Josh Vader, you can't just sit here and let this happen.
I'm not sure what he's going to do because he's probably...
That's 4 goals in a row.
And the frustrating thing for Renmark is they're actually winning the centre taps. They're just not getting the clearance after.
Well, that attack came off half-back. Burton working back with the ball, getting it forward, and they just move it so quickly. And between Steve Burton and Jamison Whitbourne, they have lit this ground up. And both the Austin boys kicking goals. Look out. Up it goes again in the middle. This time Gartery with the ball first again, but Renmark can't get a clear possession out. This time it's Trent Ogle comes off half-back for Barmera. Drives them forward towards Jamison Whitbourne again.
He handball inboard, finds Anspatch for Renmark. Had to go back into traffic, gets a handball away to Jenke. Now to Garrett, back into the game. Small kick inboard, finds Lockie Lellman on the far wing. Just holds up for a sec for the Rovers.
And that's what they're going to have to do, play a little bit of possession football here and keep the ball away from Barmera. Short kick in. This time finds AJ Hem right in the middle of the ground. He looks to drive Renmark forward on his left foot. Looks for Vader, who's moved himself forward. Takes a mark on the lead. 55 from the Renmark goals. Turns around and goes into the middle.
Oh, he saw Zunic, but it was cut out.
That was cut out by Steve Burton again, is it?
And Barmera Monash calling for a 25 after the ball spilled to the ground. Butterworth goes on the switch. Oh, overcooked the kick. Trent Ogle's got a foot race for this one. Nick Stockman in hot pursuit. It's been socketed out of bounds. What's the umpire going to say here? Ball it in?
I don't think that's a possession of soccer out of bounds, a loose ball soccer like that.
You'd almost argue that was deliberate out of bounds, wouldn't you?
I thought he might have just been a bit unlucky getting to it, but he had the pace to get there first.
He knew what he was trying to do, though.
He didn't want to keep it in, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Ball in. 80 around from the Rovers' goal. They need to find something. Umpire says I'll have it again. Coming up to the 18-minute mark, first quarter Riverland footy on 5RM.
Yeah, Barmera ringing the changes on the bench, trying to keep the pace in the game. This time up goes Gartery first, gets his hand on it for Renmark, knocks it out. Gillard tries to run onto it in the forward lines, but Barmera repel that attack, shoot it down the wing, but only as far as Ricky Garrett. Turns around on his left, goes short, not a mark. Play on by Tim Wolford. Gets it on his left, gets it into the forward line. Chain of handballs, ball comes out in the Renmark's dish, and resting up forward is...
That's Zunic.
Zunic looks around, squares the ball, and finds Dan Wolford, who's drifted down from his wing. Gee whiz, I thought he could have gone back and had a shot there. He was only about 20 metres out, Zunic, but he turned around and centred it, and he's found Wolford take a kick from about 35 metres out, directly in front, going into the breeze towards the river end.
To say it's an important kick's an understatement. You'd think it would be well within his wheelhouse.
Yeah, after 4 straight goals from Barmera Monash, Renmark need to answer.
Oh, it's drifting. It's a minor score.
Yeah, which takes Renmark to 1-1-7, trailing Barmera Monash 5-1-31 by 24 points. A 4-goal, which is about, I reckon, what the breeze is worth, Lockie.
Bring the kick out to the broadcast wing. Tap forward. Dan Wolford gets another bite at it, but smothered. Barmera Monash now have another kick away, but now back inside the Rovers 50. Lockie Lellman puts it out in a bit of space. Stockman couldn't quite reel it in. Well done by the Barmera Monash player there, William Cowling. Brings it back in board through the centre. Looked for Warnett, couldn't mark it. Garrett got a handball out. Herodor, now Harrison Brown gets a handball out to Lockie Lellman through the middle for the Rovers. Got a bit of space if they can get onto this. Taken late was Rhett Perry, but umpire says play on.
Yeah, Barmera not afraid to take that ball down the corridor. Ball comes out to the halfback flank to Fraser Sampson. He looks up, has a player all on his own up half forward. It's Lucas Warnett on the centre wing. He gets on with it straight away. Goes wide looking for Ricketts. Takes it, second grab. He'll take this kick from about 52 metres out. Looks up, hits the top of the goal square, looking for a teammate.
Oh,
ball comes off hands.
Oh,
ball came off hands. It came off Josh Vader's hands, and he hurried that through for a rush behind, taking Barmera to 5-2-32, leading Renmark 1-1-7, a 25-point margin on the Berry Better scoreboard, and it's game on.
Just when you thought Renmark had steadied the ship slightly, Barmera Monash's pace just demonstrated that they can attack at pace.
Yeah, they've come out with one thing in mind, and that is get the ball forward, get it forward quickly, and get on with the game.
Back pocket. Now Rovers go on the switch to Josh Vader on the broadcast pocket, still in defence for the Rovers.
Yeah, Vader having to work back to stem the flow of this Barmera Monash attack. Just hanging on to a quarter time, I think, Lockie.
Down the line to a pack. Over the back it goes. Butterworth for the Roos tries to mop it up. Gets a handball out to Beach. Beach was taken. Ball over the line. Oh, umpire said holding on. Free kick to the Roos.
Beach was held well after he got rid of it. Shoots the ball in low to Watke at half forward for Barmera. He looks to drive them further into attack. He does. Squares it up across the middle. Whoa, that's an unrealistic attempt. Unrealistic attempt there by Harry Beavis.
Yeah, I'm not. Oh, yeah, I know it's a rule, but I don't agree with that because his eyes were on the footy.
Yeah, but he leaned all over him and he didn't even get close to the footy.
Yeah, but is that the attacker just slowing down to make that happen?
Yeah, but that's good football if you are the attacker.
True.
I'll tell you what. You know what it did tell me, Lockie? They're panicking. The Renmark defence are under pressure, and that was a result of panic.
And maybe a little bit loose.
Yeah, that was
so a kick at goal here
by Thomas Austin. Lines up for he's already kicked one. Lines up on the left foot. And kicks his second, and Barmera's sixth. They go to 6-2-38, leading Renmark 1-1-7. And it's the old adage here that the harder you try, the luckier you get. And Barmera are trying very hard, and they've got Renmark under a stack of pressure behind the ball. And I think that's what led to Beavis, making an uncharacteristic attempt at the footy and giving away that free kick.
A 31-point lead to the Barmera Monash Roos.
Yeah. Harry's got his job today. That's Austin's second goal against Beavis. He wouldn't concede that many normally. 2 or 3 is the max he'd ever concede.
You'd have to go back to round 2, the last time the Roos were able to defeat Renmark.
Yeah, and Barmera forwards right up. There's a 30-metre gap behind the last forward and the goals. So they've come out with a strategy. This time in the ball in the middle. Vader from Renmark tries to drive him forward. Ball goes out to Brown. Breaks the tackle. Handballs across to Gillard. Handballs again. This time to Ricky Garrett, who's moved forward for Renmark. And he finds with a wonderful kick, he finds Lachlan Lellman on a lead who took that off his bootlaces.
That was a low kick.
It was a slips catch, and he'll line up. And normally a pretty good converter, Lockie Lellman. And this will have to be an answering goal after Barmera have kicked the last 5 goals.
Well, 23 minutes played. Ball's on the way. Gives it a fair boot.
Missed again to the right. Another point. Couple of set shots there that Renmark you'd think would perhaps convert them. They now trail by 30 points here on the Berry Better scoreboard. Barmera would be pretty happy with this opening. This time the ball comes out from half-back. Bonnie brings it out, takes a bounce, drives it down the wing, finds Mick Millard in his 200th game. 4 juggles, but it's play on.
Umpire says holding on. Free kick to the Rovers. They're going to have to be quick. The quarter-time buzzer might beat them. Kick into inside attacking 50. Caden Gartrey, I reckon, marked that. And he has, just inside the 50.
He'll take this kick from about 47 metres out. If he doesn't get on with it quickly, he might just be too far out to score. He lines up, kicks it right on the 50. It's a mongrel punt and drops straight into the breadbasket of number 20.
I reckon that is Nick Stockman.
Nick Stockman, number 34, is it? Who's kicked their only goal, will line up to potentially kick their second of the day. That was not an intended pass, but it found a fellow forward and will result in a shot at goal.
I reckon he was actually doing the decoy lead and didn't actually think the ball was good. It went off the side of the boot that well that it
was a helicopter, wasn't it?
Mop it in. So a kick from a fair angle. Looks okay off the boot. Oh,
misses again
late
to the right. Yeah, that's 3 misses to that side. Must be. We'll see what happens in the next quarter when Barmera are going that way. But it looks like the breeze is taking that ball wide at that end, Lockie.
This is 5RM Riverland football. 25 minutes played, first quarter.
29-minute lead, 29-point lead to Barmera.
Justin Butterworth with the kick out for the Roos. Goes long to the club room wing. Renmark get their hands on it off the back, taken to ground, and will get a ball up.
Strong tackle by Matt Watke there. He wasn't letting that ball loose. You saw how far it travelled. It's up near the half-back flank, between half-back and centre. Up it goes again. This time it will be a secondary bounce. Once again, Watke in over his Renmark teammate, over Gillard, trying to hold him up. Ball goes up again. Gartery, first hands on the ball for Renmark. Ball looked to come out of the pack from Gartery himself, smothered. Chain of handballs, this time to Vader. Vader across. Gillard running out of that pack, takes possession of the ball, looks up and misses to the other side, which takes Renmark to 1-4-10, trailing Barmera Monash 6-2-38 by 28 points on the Berry Better scoreboard as the first quarter almost ticks over on the Ricatera Wines clock.
I tell you what, this would be one of the Roos' slowest starts of the season by some margin.
Yeah, and they've sort of been renowned for perhaps trailing in a half and coming back, but gee whiz, you wouldn't want to trail by much more. But they get a chance with the breeze next. Ball clears the pack, finds a Brody Hill there. He looks up, chips short, but misses his teammate. Handball out from Rhett Perry. Renmark back into attack. Ball clears the pack, comes loose. AJM tries to get hold of it, tackles his Barmera Monash teammate who didn't have the ball, but the umpire was unsided. Then the umpire come in. It's play to advantage here for Renmark.
Lellman from the pocket.
Off the post, one more behind. That ball was, he did the right thing playing on, but Millard and co had it covered in the air, thumped the ball onto the post, taking Renmark to 1-5-11, trailing Barmera Monash 6-2-38 by 27 points. Ball comes back into play from fullback, clears AJ Hem onto it, quickly handball, the 1-2, Gillard takes the ball but drops it. Out comes Matt Watke from Barmera. Clears defence. Goes up the middle. Tim Blight gets his hand on it for Renmark. Can't bring it in. The ball in contest in the middle. Renmark player holding his head, Blight, but the umpire didn't think there was anything untoward about it, and now it'll be a ball up in the middle of the ground.
I think Barmera Monash just want to get to quarter time and have a bit of a breather.
Yeah.
Renmark do too. They need to change a few things. Ball up. Gartrey got the tap away, but it was the Roos that got their hands on it. Gartrey decides to crumb it himself now for the Rovers. They're on the attack again. They're going to have to be quick. Up to half forward. Drops short of Lellman. He's got a teammate if he can get his hands on it. Vader was the teammate. It was a 9-iron of a handball. Went nowhere. And we've got a bit of a stacks on, and we'll get a ball up just outside the attacking 50 of the Rovers.
That was Wolford to Wolford in the middle and drove it forward. There's your quarter-time siren, which takes us to quarter-time. Barmera Monash 6-2-38, a very accurate start to the game, leading Renmark 1-5-11, and 3 of those points were from set shots. A 27-point quarter-time lead to the Barmera Monash Roos.
Let's go back to the studio at 5RM. Trevor Scott, what have you got?
Yep.
Yeah, they certainly are. Trevor Scott, just working out some car parking at the moment, and yeah, that's all right. Hopefully we get it back on Monday. No, it's a close game. 27 points the margin. 1-5-11 at Renmark, trailing Barmera Monash 6-2-38. A 27-point margin. Both teams taking their spots on the field. Good crowd here today, Nobby Norton, that is for sure.
It certainly is, Lockie, and a little bit of trouble down there in the media car park. But that'll be sorted soon. But, hey, a great game of footy, and Barmera Monash have come out with an intent here, and the intent is to put Renmark under pressure, and they did that. Be interesting to see just how much that breeze is worth. I thought it might have been a 3 to 4 goal breeze, but we have Barmera Monash up by 27 points, almost 5 goals. But we know Renmark are a side that often take time to warm up and get going. Looking at some of the matchups across the ground, I can see out on the wing here we've got Brody Hill holding Dan Wolford, and he's kept him pretty much under control at this stage, and he hasn't had much of an effect on the game. And looking around, I also see Justin Bonney for Barmera having an opponent with him that's running with him, and it's AJ Hem. So this will be interesting because AJ Hem, I don't think, is that defensive a forward.
Back to the middle it goes. Second quarter underway. The Rovers trail by 27. Barmera Monash are going to get a free kick in the middle here.
Yeah. Burton taking the ground without the football. He will look up and look to drive Barmera forward. Takes his time, runs around, plays on, comes out to the right-hand side looking for Watke. Not quite to the ball. Ball taken by Lelman. Handball to his teammate. He brings it up along the wing and finds Tim Wolford at centre wing for Renmark. He'll look to drive the Rovers into attack. Chips it low, looking for AJ Hem. Can't get hold of it. Bonnie right with him. Ball in dispute still. Out it comes. Change of handballs. Wolford to Wolford, but cut out by Sam Butterworth. He drives it forward towards Watke. Couldn't get a handle on it. Warnett back to Burton. Burton can't get a clean kick forward. And Lockie Lelman relieves Renmark out of defence. Finds Matt Wolford at half-back.
So it's going to be the Rovers on half-back that try and get back into this game. In a little bit of shock, but we know the Rovers can respond. Goes wide and finds Zunic on a lead. Thought about the handball to Wolford running past, but decided against that. Goes to centre the ball, back to Blight.
Renmark have come out with an intent to keep the ball away from Barmera here and not give it back so easily. Ball goes wide, this time to Gartery at wing. Shapes the handball to number 9 of Jenke. He runs past him, takes the handball, drives him into attack. Lucks a fortune there, and Renmark take the mark at half forward.
So inside attacking 50 and taken by Lelman,
who has followed that ball down from half back and carried all the way forward, and he will now have a first shot at goal in this second quarter, and he's shooting it from he'll kick from about 45 out with a breeze at his back. This will tell us about just how determined Renmark are to score here.
So, very important kick.
Keys are back, Lockie.
Oh, good.
Keys are back, and the 5RM...
the I-30 lives to fight another day.
It's all in one shape and no jagged edges.
Yeah, we're taking it in a rally championship next year. The 5RM don't know yet. Kick's on the way.
Big kick.
Good kick from Lelman, but it's drifted wide again, and that is a minor score for the Rovers.
Distance, not a problem. Takes Renmark to 1 goal, 6-12, trailing Barmera Monash 6-2-38 by 26 points.
Gone through the stats.
On the very better scoreboard.
Over 10 of their games this year, Renmark have only kicked 1 goal in their first quarter. So it might just be a form. It might just be the form.
So they're on trend.
They're on trend.
Ball comes out of half-back. Ogle takes the kick, looks up, goes down the middle. Barmera trying to take the middle of the ground on. Another mark taken at half-back for Barmera. Still not out of their defensive 50 yet. Look up, come wide towards the wing. Ball goes over the head of a few. Butterworth in the van here and takes the mark for Barmera. Ball knocked out of his hands. So that'll be a 25-metre penalty. Take him closer to goal. He will take the free kick from half forward and look to drive his team into attack. No one on the mark. So he plays on, looks for Beach. No, looks for Austin it was. Number 7, Austin. He's kicked 2 goals already. He's wrapped up at half forward on the 50. And it'll be a ball up. That was Thomas Austin.
Anspach working hard in defence too. So it is going to be Thomas.
I think that free kick was given away by his brother Dane. He come in to pull Anspach off his brother, gave away a free kick. Ball comes out of Renmark defence. Up it goes, hand on the ball. from Saxton. Mitchell put his hand on the ball there just to spoil it. The ball comes out. Umpire will now ball it up. Defensive side of the wing for Barmera. Up goes the big fella. Burton tries to get it clear of the pack, but only as clear as Lellman. Handballs to Matt Wolford. Dodges one. Drives Renmark into attack.
Looks for Johnson. Declan takes a mark to the hard way. Handballs over the top quickly to Dan Wolford, who was wrapped up as soon as he got it. Gets the handball back to Johnson. Now inboard. Kick inside attacking 50.
Lovely kick.
Caden Gartree on a lead. Takes the mark and out-muscled Dylan Millard there for a lovely mark on the run. So he'll take a kick at goal. 25 to 30 out, straight in front.
Yeah, that was Lellman with the kick forward and a good use of the footy. He's high up in their better players, Renmark Rovers better players.
So important kick, kicking to the town end.
Oh, funny sort of style. He got under it with a 9-iron, but it's gone through the middle for a goal. The first goal of the second quarter takes Renmark to 2 goals, 6-18, trailing Barmera Monash 6-2-38. That's 8 shots apiece. 20-point margin on the Berry Better scoreboard to Barmera Monash.
Certainly needed it. Not going to get a goal of the day nomination for Berry Better, but it went through the middle, which is all that counts.
Yeah, an unusual sort of kicking style there from Gardery, Caden, and sort of got under it, but maybe that's the kick you need to use when you've got a breezer at the back. It might be like putting up the spinnaker, Lockie, on a sailing boat.
I had a bit of a suss around at quarter time, and I'm not sure if that breeze might be dropping down a bit or not, but weather radar says we got 28k winds this afternoon currently, so...
Up the ball goes in the middle. This time, Bonnie up for it. Couldn't get a clear disposal away from Zach Gardery, and it'll be a secondary bounce here in the middle.
Important moment of the game for the Rovers. Another good tap from Gartree.
Over the top. This time Burton gets a kick, but not really to anyone. Lellman, who's becoming quite a factor here for the Rovers, tries to shrug off the tackle and gets it high. So he takes a free kick in the middle of the ground. Looks up, goes long, looking for Gillard, but he couldn't get it. The ball comes loose to Trent Ogle. Lovely pass from the young fella into to Chris Bonney, who switches play to the far side. Finds a teammate in Rory Moore out there. He looks up, ball comes loose. That's Beach over there, isn't it?
It is Beach. Yep. It was Zunic that got a hand on it, made it loose. Anspach now in defence. Kerador pushing this to the boundary. They're going to go out of bounds, and Renmark probably got out of that one. What's the umpire going to say here, though? Umpire's called something here. They're getting a bit of a chat.
It looks like it's going to be last disposal, Barmera, free kick Renmark by the looks, but we'll wait and see what happens.
Interesting, because I thought it might have been the Renmark player that handballed that one out of bounds.
No, that's the case. Renmark to take the kick. Beach not having much of an effect on the game here at the moment, Lockie, but still plenty of time to come. Nice short pass from this time to Matt Wolford. And once again, Matt Wolford, Josh Vader lifting their Renmark side back into the game. Short kick, finds his brother Tim. He turns around, shoots it further forward and finds Nicholas Stockman at half forward for Renmark. He looks up, kicks it to Nathan Zernick. He's a mile from any opponent. Takes the mark on the 50 in the forward lines, squares the ball up to Nicholas Stockman. He's still on the 50. He chips over the top of his man on the mark, but can't find anyone and cut out by number 14, Jono Beach.
Just holds up for a sec, waiting for some setups here. Probably the right move. 7.5 minutes played. Goes inboard to an unchecked Justin Bonney, who then continues on the switch and finds a teammate, number 18 of Lachlan Marks, who just holds up, still inside defensive 50. Now goes through the middle on a bit of a zigzag. Oh, nearly a good mark of the day for Lucas Warnett, but couldn't quite drag it in. Had a second bite at it, and he's been given the free kick here for legging. Yeah. So reward for effort there, first and second dib. Then goes a small little stab to the left, but intercept from Gartree at Zach on half-back.
Not a good kick from Warnett. He had teammates streaming down that wing, one of them Jono Beach, but he miskicked it, and Gardery, the big fella that was in the back play, cut it out. He chips the ball across to Mitch Jenke at half-back, who comes further across the ground to Rhett Perry. Still inside their defensive 50, Renmark. Look to come out. A couple of Renmark players with the ball. Jack Albrecht takes hold of it, passes it back to Trent Ogle, and the ball once again goes into the Barmera forward lines, but very untidily and cut out by Lockie Lellman. Looks up.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a
lovely.
mark of the day contender for Harrison Brown. Running into traffic, hit Fraser Sampson, but got the mark. Went the kick quickly to
Liam Jackson.
Liam Jackson now to the pocket, looking for Gillard. Overcooked the kick, and it's going to spill out of bounds. No, it's not. Barmera Monash keep it in. Declan Johnson, Trent Ogle, a foot race. Good mark from... So Ogle was bumped late after he marked it, and he's going to get a 25-metre penalty.
Yeah,
he's probably say it was there.
Yeah, the young fella's playing really well and not afraid of a contest either.
That's frustration from Renmark creeping in.
Yeah, this game's well and truly on, and Barmera trying to really keep the ball away from them same way that Renmark are trying to do it to them.
So a ball in right in front of us, grandstand side. Riverland footy on 5RM here at Berry this afternoon.
After a long layoff with the injury, I can't help but wonder how much further Tim Wolford is away from his 100%, because while he's a good player, he just doesn't seem to have that spring that he had before he did that leg injury.
So ball in, it's Watke that takes on the play. Got a handball out to Warnett, who slipped that one up, and there's been a high tackle here and a free kick to the Roos.
You're right, Lockie Winnell. Renmark become very frustrated to the point of where they're trying to sort of make Barmera earn the footy. This one, short kick to Watke. He's at half forward for Barmera. Looks up, drives him into attack. Joe Ricketts on a long lead in front of Blight. 3 metres clear of him and takes the mark inside the forward 50. Turns around, gets straight on with it, but was cut out by the Renmark defender there, who I think is Jake Anspats, Lockie.
Now Chris Bonney for Barmera Monash gets the rebound, kick inside
That's
attacking 50.
It was
Lillman gets a defensive kick away out of towards the broadcast wing. Caden Gartree picked it up off the deck, wrapped up by Dylan Millard. Umpires holding the ball, but it's going to be a ball in.
Yeah, contest's on here, and any loose ball has been fiercely fought for, and there's plenty at stake here. What's at stake is a game in the grand final. 20
points still the margin. Good bit of ruck work there by Barmera Monash. They got it out to Butterworth. He got the kick away. Now Garrett for Renmark. Oh, left, right through traffic. This is the Ricky Garrett Wino. Kicks inside, attacking 50. Ball spills out the back. A bit of a foot race to the footy. Zunic went for it, got a foot on it. You reckon he's going to get done kicking in danger
high
here?
High tackle on Rory Moore. He was bent over the football, and while Zunic wasn't doing it with any intention, he was trying to get the ball forward towards his goals. He did take him high. Short pass out. Nice mark taken by Tony Druggamo at half-back, but under pressure from Ricky Garrett. Gee, didn't he shake those tackles in the middle there? Yeah. Interesting play now. There's a contestant for mark of the day. He didn't even know it was coming to him, Sam Butterworth then.
That was Mark Waugh at first slip.
Turned around, ball was past him and he dragged it in and marked it. Takes the kick off half-back. Tries to drive Renmark Barmera into attack, but cut out by Herodor at centre wing for Renmark. He'll repel this attack and send his own team back into attack. Goes short. Butterworth on his feet, a Yorker from cricket terms. Matt Wolford grabs the football, drives Renmark into attack, one-on-one contest, but Fraser Sampson able to hold Declan Johnson under the footy and take a strong mark. Comes out towards Jono Beach, turns onto his left foot, goes wide to Millard, all on his own at half-back for Barmera. Takes the mark and settles things down. Gillard comes across to stand the mark.
20 points the margin, 12 minutes played, second quarter. They're going to go on the switch. Back to Sampson deep in defence, who pops it out to Jamison Whitbourne. All these Barmera Monash players unchecked. You can't help but think.
Yeah, lots of possession, but they haven't taken it out of their defensive 50 yet. Now they do, along the wing. Looking for Jack Albrick, but he comes too deep. Can't get his hands on it. Ball held up in the tackle. The 2-16s at it. Tony Drugamullah and Harrison Brown both get up off the ground. The umpire says, I'll have it, fellas. Up she goes. Ruckman come in. Gartery tries to get a handle on it. Ball comes out to Tony Drugamullah. Tries to snap Barmera into attack, but can only hit Blight. Takes possession, but can't get it clear. Out comes Tim Wolford. Chain of handballs. Jamison Whitbourne drives Barmera into attack, looking for Joe Ricketts. Runs onto a loose ball for Barmera. Heads towards the goals. Handball back this time.
That was Lockie Marks that took it on and was taken to ground, and we'll get a ball up.
Yeah, good solid umpiring there from umpire Linky. He wasn't going to give him a free, ducks under it. He said, I'll ball it up. Up it goes. Austin Dane tries to take it out of ruck and take it towards goal, but can't get clear, so the umpire will come in and say, I'll ball it up again, fellas.
6-2-38 plays 2-6-18 on the Berry Better scoreboard. 5-0 Riverland football. Barmera Monash with the lead. Renmark kicking with the breeze. In attack for the Roos as we speak. We're going to get another ball up.
Yeah, Perry from Renmark wrapping up the Barmera Monash players. He's heading towards goals, and that will result in another ball up. 25 metres out from the Barmera goals, river end of the ground.
Just hit 13.6 degrees, and it feels every bit of that 13 degrees currently.
Yeah, Burton tried to come through at pace and take the ball off the ruck, but couldn't get the handle on it. Once again, another ball up, 25 metres out from the Barmera goals.
Important stage of the game for the Rovers. Another good tap from Gartree.
Ball comes out from Dan Wolford, clears defence, but can't find a teammate. Loose again it comes. Liam Jackson gets a hold of it. Cannot break free of the tackle, and that'll be a ball up at half back for Barmera.
Just wondering to think if maybe Zach Gartree's getting wasted in the ruck. Maybe it might be time to shift him somewhere else.
He's starting to get tired. Ball comes out of the ruck towards Whitbourne. Turns around onto his... Oh, Jack Albrick in the box seat there, but teammate Steve Burton came across him and tried to take the ball. Another
Would
ball
you think
up.
about maybe Chuck Blyde in the ruck and go Gartree half forward for a quarter?
Yeah,
or a few minutes?
Yeah, well, he's going to need a spell, so you might as well have a chop out now and give him a chance. Handball from Jackson to Blight. Blight out wide towards Jenke, who was wrapped up and caught holding the ball here by Barmera Monash's Rory Moore, I think. No, it wasn't Rory Moore. It was...
I'm not sure who that is out there.
Yeah, I am. I'm working my way through my list, Lockie, and he's playing quite well from too. William Cowling it was.
Oh, of course, yes.
Yeah, and ball comes down the wing. This time Ogle with it. Taps it to himself. And it's on here. It's WWF behind play. There's no love lost here between these two sides. Fierce rivals. This free kick will go to Barmera at centre wing for an indiscretion by Renmark Rovers. It looks like
Saxton Mitchell that's going to take the free right in front of the coach's box for the Renmark Rovers.
I think that was Gillard that gave away the free, and you've got to admit Mitchell doesn't let you get away. Albrick takes the mark in the centre of the ground almost, looks up to drive Barmera forward, but he doesn't want to give it to just anyone. He's looking for a player, and that's Brody Hill on a lead. Arms were chopped.
Brody Hill with the free, 70 out from goal.
And a little bit of advice there to the umpire.
From goal. 25-metre penalty.
This brings Uncle Schmicker right in to take a kick from about 45 metres out, Lockie, and be a while since he's had a shot at goal, particularly in A-grade footy.
When you were looking away, he went to centre it and was chopped out by Tim Wolford for the Rovers.
Yeah. Maybe Tim Wolford knew that he hadn't had a shot for a while as well and drifted back into that hole. Wolford drives Renmark out of defence, but only as far as William Cowling for Barmera, who takes the mark on centre wing and looks to another repeat entry. Looks up.
Down the line, Austin Thomas couldn't mark it. Got Morgan Edwards for the Rovers trying to burrow through the wall. He's taken the ground. Renmark supporters are saying holding the ball, but it's going to be a ball up.
Yeah, the tackle.
70 out from the Barmera Monash goal.
Barmera leading by 20 points here on the Berry Better scoreboard. You can't help but notice every tackle almost results in a player hitting the deck. Ball comes out. Whitbourne again playing a great game for Barmera. Drives them forward into attack. No mark taken. Chain of handballs from Renmark. Comes out to Dan Austin. He looks to come out of defence, but not to anyone in particular. Coming through was Fraser Sampson. Slips the handball to Whitbourne. He handballs again towards Druggermuller. He taps it out back in Whitbourne's direction. Taken without the footy, but it'll be a ball up. Dan Wolford and he both on the bottom of the pack.
This is 5-0 Riverland football for McDonald's Renmark. The Big Arch has arrived. 17 and a half minutes play, getting close to half time.
Ricatera clock ticking away there, and Barmera leading by 20 points.
Taken to ground after the ball up, but umpire says I'll have it again. Butterworth, some good defensive pressure around the stoppages this afternoon.
Yeah, a very low-scoring quarter. Only the one goal to Renmark in this quarter. You can't help but think that Barmera are just trying to hold up here.
Interesting, Nobby, how we pointed out how most teams don't really have Ricky Garrett, a player on him around the stoppages.
Yep.
Barmera Monash do today.
Yeah.
They've worked it out.
And it's Fraser Sampson, the coach himself.
He must be listening to 5-0 footy. Ball up, spills out after Renmark were tackled. Dan Wolford's going to run this one out of bounds, and we'll get a ball in not far from the scoreboard here at Berry.
Yeah, some of the players in the Barmera Monash side playing well. Some of the young blokes, Trent Ogle, Jamison Whitbourne, both having good games.
So a ball in. Good bit of air there from the young boundary umpire. Tap forward from Gartree. It was Albrecht for the Roos that got his hands on it. Was held and got a handball away. Jackson there on the bottom of the pack. Umpire Linky says, I'll have it again.
I'm thinking maybe the difference in the game so far than the 20-point margin that Barmera lead by is their intent and their tackling pressure.
Hard at it.
Yeah.
So ball up. Another good tap from Chris Bonney. Tim Wolford now takes the game on for the Rovers. Bombs it up the line. William Cowling all flew up. Millard's at the back, got the crumbs. Out of bounds it goes. And
it's almost
Ricky
like
Garrett there just has to brace, hit the fence.
It's almost like Timmy Wolford must have been tuned into me, Lockie, because since I said I didn't
up.
think he was back to his best, he's lifted, and he's lifting Renmark back into this game.
So ball up, ball in rather. Spills out the back. Butterworth paddles on the ground. Brody Hill got a handball back inboard. Out to Albrecht now. Whitbourne again, who's having absolute ripper today. Goes up to half forward. Ball drops short.
Petrole.
Hot footy of Petrole. Oh, talk about spectacular. Gets around 3 players. Kicks it inside, attacking 50 to space. AJ Hem for the Rovers gets there first and was wrapped up by Austin and will get a ball up.
And that's the difference. The Renmark defence, when the ball goes in, they're under pressure, under tackling pressure. Unless they take a mark and get released. Austin up in the ruck there. Couldn't get it clear. Lelman tries to come out for Renmark but can't get clear. Back in goes the Barmera player, wrapped up. Ball will be ball up 30 metres from the Barmera goal, river end. And the ball spent quite a bit of time in the Barmera forward lines here this quarter.
Hitting the 20-minute mark, into time on. Another beautiful tap from Gartree. Unable to get the most of it, the Rovers again.
That was Morgan Edwards for Renmark. He took possession but couldn't get clear.
So ball up, 20 out from the Rovers. Roos goal, rather. Butterworth, a wild old kick at goal, and it's missed to the short side.
Takes Barmera to 6-3-39. Their first score for the quarter, Lockie, to 2-6-18, 21-point lead.
A 21-point margin,
or was it
is.
Second point for the quarter. They 6-1 at quarter time.
We'll double check on our stats here at 5RM Riverland Football. 5RM.com, of course. You want the news? Head there. You can get it every day. Renmark now bring this one back up to half back. Tim Wolford again.
Yeah, getting some
goes
possessions.
Short. Finds Zunic back into the game. Just holds up on the far wing for the Rovers. They need to find a spark somewhere. The Rovers have proven us this year they can find it. Goes long to a pack. Spills forward.
Ooh, taken
high was Jackson. Wants to play on advantage and then gets stoled up. It's an interesting one now. It looks like you can decide yourself
whether you have the advantage.
So Jackson goes long to the pocket and finds Gillard on a lead, who just held up there.
Onto his left he goes. Centres the ball, looking for a teammate, looking for Gartery, Lockie, who has been moved forward, maybe listening to you.
Stockman hit the deck, slip through. Zunic ran over the top. Umpire's calling it a ball up. So probably a little bit lucky there not to get a high.
But, the player slipped under him. I
tell you what, though, the surface out there is pretty slippery today, underfoot. Tap from Gartree, inside forward pocket, a foot race. The buzzer's going to beat him, a 21-point margin. Barmera Monash halfway to making a grand final. 6-3-39. Lead the Renmark Rovers 2-6-18. A big afternoon of Riverland footy right here at 5RM. Let's go around the grounds. Well, Trevor Scott, there's a bit of breeze around. There could be some rain on the way, and then we've got a big second half of footy to come. Currently, it's the Roos with the advantage. Nobby Norton, you've been alongside me for the first half. Really, the Renmark Rovers were shocked.
Yeah, Barmera started well. 6-goal first quarter. Take a 27-point lead into the first quarter, into the first break. Have managed to pretty much stem any sort of comeback from Renmark. Renmark only 1 goal won that quarter to Barmera's 1 point. So Barmera holding a 21-point lead. So Renmark not able to bounce all the way back into the game. Goal scorers for Barmera Monash. Thomas Austin with 2 singles to Dane Austin, Lucas Warner, Steve Burton and Max Petrole. For Renmark, only the 2 scorers, Nicholas Stockman and Caden Gartery. Some good players for both sides. Barmera, I think the young fellas Trent Ogle and William Cowling have had good games. He got his hand on every now and then. Both the Austin boys, Dane and Thomas, are up and about. Captain Sam Butterworth's been good, as has Steve Burton in the first quarter. I thought Joe Ricketts is probably their best forward, hitting up.
Yeah, wouldn't argue with that one.
Good. For Renmark, good first quarter from Josh Vader. Matt Wolford's been hard at it. Gillard touches, Zunic touches. Probably Lockie Lurman's their best player at the moment, followed closely by Tim Wolford and the ruckman Zach Gartery. Jake Anspech and Morgan Edwards both held up a bit in defence, but not a lot of 2-quarter players at this stage, but 2 quarters left to play. The winner going in straight into the grand final. I can't help but think this, you know how they call the third quarter the premiership quarter? Well, it won't be this week, but it'll be the one that takes you a step closer to the premiership.
That is true. Both teams now in their positions. Umpire just waiting for the final lot of spectators to leave the field. Good crowd here at Riverland Footy today, which is great to see. Yeah, everyone's out and about enjoying a great day at the footy.
I can't help but think that Barmera will have to start this quarter the same way as they did the first quarter. If they can do that and put another 3-goal gap on them, they might be well on their way to playing.
In the middle it is. Lovely ball up in the air. A thumping tap from Gartree, but it's going to be Steve Burton for the Roos that gets his hands on it, gets a handball out to Ogle. He goes wide.
Goes with a bit of a screwy there, but
intercept from the Rovers.
Matt Wolford
with the ball. So Rovers have to work this one down the line. They go to a pack. Oh, and a great pack mark there taken by Tim Wolford.
Here they are. Here comes the cream's going to have to float to the top if the Rovers are going to get out of this game. That's Matt Wolford to Tim Wolford, and you'll be looking for Vader to have a big influence as well. Lellman hard at it, but couldn't get a handle on it. Ball goes out of bounds at half forward for Renmark.
Might have got a hand on that, though, and we'll get a ball in. Rovers are going to have to make something out of this. They trail by 21 points.
They're going to have to score into the breeze too, Lockie, to be at it.
Lovely tap from Gartree again. I know I sound like I'm reading myself, but it found Garrett, who wheels around to the pocket, looking for Zunic, but didn't make it that far. Intercept from Burton for the Roos.
Yeah, covering a bit of ground, Steve Burton, getting back in defence. Renmark wouldn't mind that because if they can keep him out of attack, he can't hurt him too much. Ball comes off hands, goes out of bounds on the far side, right on the 50 arc. Ricky Garrett loose in forward lines. He looks like he's playing on Burton, Lockie.
I reckon he's on Bonnie.
Bonnie, is he? He's playing on Justin Bonnie.
Oh, I reckon Justin Bonnie might be on him, but
we'll
keep an eye on that.
I reckon it's the other way around with Bonnie. I reckon Renmark got someone on him.
No one wants to. Ball's on the deck. No one wanted to have a bite at it. It was a bit like hungry hippos, but no one was hungry. Socket off the ground. That's gone out on the full off the boot of Garrett. He didn't really thought he was going to get there, and it just hit the right spot of the boot and accidentally out of bounds.
I don't know if he kicked it or whether someone kicked it onto his boot.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He had a wayward foot.
That's Butterworth brings the ball back in for Barmera. Goes down the line, but no one can take the mark. That was Morgan Edwards coming up at the ball for Renmark, but couldn't get possession, so it'll be a ball up. Defensive side of centre for Barmera. Over the top goes Gartery. Couldn't get it clear. Burton tries to get it. Once again, Ogle comes out of the pack with the ball and drives Barmera into attack to Joe Ricketts at half forward. And he's been their key out attacking forward. And it had a pretty reasonable game, Joe's presented. Provided that in Wellington's absence. He's provided that tall forward option for him.
Down to a pack. Front and centre was Warnett. Roos looked dangerous. Morgan Edwards trying to clear it out, and umpire says, I'll have it.
He was lucky there. He stood up in the tackle with the ball under one arm, but the ump said, well, you didn't get much of an opportunity. I'll throw it up.
Austin doing the ruck work in the forward lines for Barmera Monash. Umpire says we'll have another go.
Yeah, he's chopping out there for Justin Bonnie, and both the big fellas for both sides playing close to each other and playing out of that area.
Ball up. Tim Blight doing the ruck work. Now it's Albrecht for Barmera Monash. Got a handball out, but it hit a wall of Rovers. Lellman trying to go through the wall, and umpire says, I'll have it. Slowly but surely getting towards the centre of the field here. Still inside attacking 50 for the Barmera Monash Roos.
Yeah, the Mosquito Brigade in there for Barmera, getting first hands on it, but unable to break clear of it. Austin gets his hands on it first time for Barmera. Can't get it to a teammate. Ball comes out by hand towards the Barmera goals. Watke hard at it. Ball rushed over the line for a boundary throw-in the forward pocket, 5RM end of the ground.
So a ball in, probably a little bit more dangerous for Renmark this, you would have thought.
21-point lead to Barmera Monash on the Berry Better scoreboard. Scores same as they were at half-time.
Gartree takes the tap unopposed, put it out in front of Wolford, who was held without it, but umpire says play on. Now Stockman Morgan Edwards rather, still an angry pack of players with this footy moving down the line. Ogle now gets a hand out, but he was held with it. Umpire says, I'll have it.
Can't work out why the umpire called that back. The ball was still moving. Yeah.
So a ball up.
Maybe he couldn't see the ball.
50 arc for the Barmera Monash Roos. Gartery gets it forward. But, umpire says, I'll have it again.
And that's probably a good reason for an ump the ball up. If you can't see it, you can't pay any free kicks.
Too true.
Up it goes again. Umpire Linky here at half forward for Barmera Monash. Throws it in the air. Both ruckmen up. This time Gartery with it. Comes out to Tim Wolford. He couldn't get loose. Umpire says he gave him the benefit of the doubt. He said, I'll have it back and I'm going to throw it up again. This is the third ball up in a row. Normally you expect a free kick here, Lockie. But not umpire Linky. He doesn't mind throwing it up.
Bonnie, couple of bites at it in the ruck, gets it out to Gillard for the Rovers. Now Wolford, Tim, gets a kick away, our first kick in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Over the back it goes, AJ Hammett's a foot race for the footy, but it was William Cowling that got onto it. Justin Bonnie got a handball away tackle. Now Millard breaks through the wall, out to Cowling. And the Roos are on the switch. They got a bit of space here. There's Thomas Austin, goes left, goes right, then goes left, up the line to Albrecht. Albrecht thought about playing on, but then thought, no, there's a player there, I'll stop.
Gee whiz, that Renmark player was lucky not to give away 25 there. Kept going over the mark. Well, Albrecht was off, but the umpire hadn't called him play on, and that was Harry Beavis actually on the mark. This time Bonnie takes the kick inside the forward, goes looking for Watke. He was blocked. The umpire saying he was blocked, tunnelled, whatever you want to call it, illegally dealt with as he was trying to go for the ball, and he will now get up and take a free kick. Pretty tough guy, Matt Watke, and he'd take a bit to keep him down.
To me, it looked like he went for a specky and the Renmark player stood up.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Umpire was in a better position than us. Watke to take the shot at goal for Barmera Monash. He'll kick it from about 35 out, gives it a ride. It's on its way for a behind.
Minus score.
Takes the score to 6-4-40, leading Renmark 26-18, a 22-point lead to Barmera Monash on the Berry Better scoreboard.
I was going to say, I did check the wind at half time. About a 10 to 15 km/h breeze going across the field, but towards the far pocket.
Blizzardly conditions too, nice and cold. This time Vader takes possession of the ball after the kick in off pack and not too unhappy to put it over the boundary line. Vader in around the footy here, all the A-team in around here. Tim Wolford, Vader, all looking to get it clear from this off hands, goes out to Brody Hill, gets it on the boot, but it goes out of bounds. Yeah.
Oh, no, just inboard, must have been.
Was that touched off boot, I'm thinking?
Okay.
No, it's a free kick to Renmark. It has gone last disposal out. It's Matt Wolford deep in the back pocket, takes the kick, goes short, gets Harry Beavis from Renmark. He's 25 metres out from his own goal. Goes short again for Garrett at half-back. Ball still inside the defensive 50 for Renmark. It's where they like to hang on to the footy and drag their opposition up the ground to create some space. He comes short along the wing and gets Herodor on the wing in front of Dane Austin from Barmera.
So just going to go down the line. Probably the right move to a pack. Zunic
lovely
takes a mark front. Gets the Dukes up in the air. He's calling for a bit of play on. He wants a bit of movement. And I think umpire's going to say play on. So he goes down the line to the 50-metre intersect, 50-yard. Barmera Monash, though, front and centre. Watke gets a handball out. Caden Gartree paddles it forward for Renmark. Now Tim Wolford takes the game on. Overcooked the handball to Zach Gartree. Still a loose footy. Barmera Monash might look to clear this one out. Morgan Edwards and now Dan Wolford for Renmark. Out to Vader. Kick inside, attacking 50 for the Rovers. They desperately need a goal. Gillard was bumped in front. Still live footy. Going to the boundary was Zunic, and umpire says, I'll have it a ball up.
It was a class kick from Josh Vader. He had no one really to go to, so he kicked to space to allow Gillard to run into it, but he couldn't get there in time to take the mark. Ball up in the forward pocket in front of the scoreboard. A scoreboard showing that Barmera leads by 22 points. This looks like it might be a free kick to the Renmark Rovers in the forward pocket and a shot at goal. I reckon it was perhaps Nathan Zunic. No, it's not Nathan Zunic, it's Declan Johnson. Now, he's a left footer, so he's in the pocket where he can do some damage. I think he was taken without the football. He's looking to dish it off, though. He's not that confident having a shot at goal here. Keeps going one way. He's a right footer, sorry. Goes short, and on a lead, he finds Josh Vader.
Slowly but surely, didn't panic, waited for the space to open, and Josh Vader took the mark.
And these were the players we were tipping, Lockie, that would have to step up if Renmark are going to feature. And it's the same old crew. It's Vader, it's Wolford, They're the ones that step forward when Renmark are under the pump. Lovely shot at goal, but to the left, is it? No, it's a goal.
It's a major.
First goal for the second half.
Renmark kicked 2 in a row, brings the margin back to 16 points on the very better scoreboard. 3-6-24 trails Barmera Monash 6-4-40, a place in the grand final on the line this afternoon.
Yeah, a one against the flow there. That's only the second goal that's been scored that end of the ground in this game, and both of them by the Renmark Rovers. It's almost like Vader said, come on boys, I'm going to lead you to the grand final. Here we go.
It's jump on with me.
Yeah, get on board.
The last train from Berry to Renmark left in 1984. Josh Vader's bringing it back today.
Yeah, he sure is.
Jump on, boys.
He sure is, Lockie. And look, interesting matchup. Tim Wolford into the back pocket here. And the young fella, Lockie Marks, his direct opponent. Now, Marks will have far too much pace for him, but I think Wolford's back there more as a general to try and hold up play. Jenke tries to come out of the middle for Renmark. Handballs across to Matt Wolford. He sends it back to Nick Gillard. He drives Renmark into attack. So it's all the big guns stepping up here. Handball straight away from that mark to Jenke. Shoots it into the forward line.
Spills forward. Millard now for Barmera Monash. Gets a handball out. Finds Drugamulla. Lovely pass up the line. Overcooked the kick slightly out of bounds. Should be a ball in. Was touched. So probably not a bad out for Barmera Monash there. They've cleared it out and we'll get a ball in on the centre wing.
Yeah, Herodor from Renmark helping his Barmera opponent under the ball, and the ball goes over the top. So it'll be a boundary throw in centre wing, far side of the oval. Up go the ruckman. Ball goes to Trent Ogle. Couldn't quite get his hands on it, but he wraps up his Renmark opponent once he got hold of it. That was
Garrett.
Ricky Garrett again, yeah.
Bit of a quiet day for Garrett. I mean, he's been in the action, but probably not reward for effort so far today. Ball up again. Hasn't gone that far. Angry pack of players swarming for it. We're getting the ball up. 11 minutes gone. Third quarter Riverland footy on 5RM from McDonald's Renmark.
Renmark are chipping their way back into this game, only trailing by 16 points after trailing by 21 at half-time. Ball comes forward from Wolford towards Gillard. He can't bring it in, but quickly back onto it. Chain of handballs. Out it comes to Vader again. Lines up, runs into an open goal, kicks his second for the quarter and cuts his margin back to 10 points. Renmark responding.
The train's boarding, Nobby Norton. The Rover train.
Yeah.
Get on board. Josh Vader's piloting this thing.
Yeah, once again, he's pushed himself forward. He's allowing his run-on players to get the ball, get it forward, and he's going to be the player that converts up forward for them. Gillard getting a lot of attention and getting the ball forward there. But Vader, with the sure hands in the forward line, runs onto the ball, takes possession, and runs into an open goal to kick his second and the second for the quarter.
10-point ball game.
Yeah, Barmera need to respond here, and they need to respond in some of their key players, and which will be players like the young fellas are going to have to step up. Watke, Whitbourne, who's had a great first half, and I can't help but think Steve Burton needs to put his mark on the game.
Well, they've got the A grade in the middle. Burton, Butterworth and Whitbourne all on ball as we speak. Chris Bonney doing the ruck work for the Barmera Monash Roos. Up in the air it goes, but it's Renmark that get the tap away again. Garrett tried to run onto it, but Drugamuller for the Roos got his hands on it, got it out to Burton. Up to half forward it goes. Rhett Perry couldn't clunk the mark. Anspatch for Renmark gets a wild handball, but handballed it straight to Barmera Monash. Now Blight for Renmark gets the intercept. Gets a handball as he was tackled around the corner. Gets the ball back from the boundary line. Out of bounds it goes, and we'll get a ball in right in front of the club rooms at Berry.
That's more like the style that Barmera brought to the game today. Forward pressure on the Renmark defenders, and that was Jack Albrick keeping the heat right on Tim Blight.
So a ball in front of the Berry crowd here today. Gartery taps forward. Another wall of really... Barmera Monash have not given up around the stoppages, just wrapping up Renmark whenever they can.
Renmark first to the footy though, Lockie, which is a little bit different than they were in the first quarter. They're at least getting hands on it first.
Ball up in the air. Garrett now gets a kick away up the line. Renmark through the middle, but Fraser Sampson for Barmera Monash gets his hands on it. It's going to be swapped over again. Jackson. Ball up in the centre.
The other thing I'm noticing here is Renmark getting numbers to the ball. They're outnumbering Barmera at the ball. That little handball, Barmera only had one option there. Renmark 2 players around it. Gartery up, knocks it out.
Tap the other way to, I think a few players were thinking. Ricky Garrett's back in the game now. Gets a handball out. Now to Gillard. Kick around the corner, up the line.
Lovely mark there on the run.
Brown. Brown's got some runners in the middle here. Gartry's got a couple of metres. Goes back through the middle, over the cricket pitch he goes. Has a bounce. A ruckman has a bounce. He had to run around a player. Now kicks inside 50. Not a bad pass. Looking for Zunic, but over the top it goes. And Trent Ogle gets his hands on it. Still on the deck. Umpire's going to have it for a ball up.
Shortest fella on the ground nearly takes the mark of the day. Stood under a high ball. He lacks absolutely nothing in courage, Trent Ogle.
The McDonald's big moment could have been Zach Gartry's bounce just before. That could be a contender this afternoon.
It's almost like they changed Guernseys at half time. They've come out attacking it all. Things out to Hill. He takes the kick, but dealt with after he kicked it, and it'll be a down the ground free kick to Barmera, which will be taken by Lachlan Marks at half back.
Yeah, Zunic there. Bit of a late bump. I'm not super late, but late enough for the umpires to say. Can't do that.
Bit of a professional free in a roundabout way because they allowed them to get players behind the ball. Ball comes across to Justin Bonney, whose possession-wise has been well below his average today.
Bit of a unique game. Goes for Warnett. Wasn't able to get it. Butterworth then runs it over the line, and Nick Stockman, so Morgan Evans just gives him a bit of a hand. Yeah,
it's almost like Renmark have come out here and said, we really want this now, and we're not going to let you just cruise to victory. We're going to put you under all the pressure we can. Narrowed the margin down to 10 points here on the Berry Better scoreboard. Ball comes loose out of back lines. Chris Bonney gets it out of defence, but only as far as Mitchell Jenke. He's got Jack Albrick covered for height. He goes across, finds Matt Wolford in the middle all on his own, goes up ground, finds his brother Tim.
Yeah, pushed out. That was there. And the ball wasn't returned properly. That's a 25-metre penalty every day of the year. Barmera Monash getting undisciplined now. Are
they unravelling under the pressure that Renmark are now putting them under? It's almost the opposite to what happened in the first quarter.
You're right about the Guernsey swapping. Yeah. It's almost just take the game on at will. Renmark this quarter, Barmera Monash.
This will be their
few arguments.
Third shot at goal into the breeze.
Straight in front too.
Yeah.
An important kick for Tim Wolford.
Plenty of distance, but no accuracy. Goes off to the right as he looked at it for a behind. Takes Renmark to 4-7-31, trailing Barmera Monash 6-4-40 by 9 points on the Berry Better scoreboard as time ticks away on the Rickaterra wine clock.
Yeah, for 6 to nearly up 17 minutes. So Justin Bonney takes the kick out, goes to the eastern wing. Look for Trent Ogle, couldn't quite drag it in. Renmark now on the rebound. They're going to have another shot here inside 50, unable to mark it. Justin Bonney trying to mop it up. Still a loose footy, forward pocket for Renmark.
Warning signs for...
A bit of push and shove there, and umpire's called holding the ball, but I can't see who's on the bottom of the deck here. It's Renmark with the free, so...
Looks like Liam Jackson's taken the free kick. He's hard at it. He's a competitor. He's caught his Barmera Monash opponent holding the ball. I can't help but think Barmera under pressure here. When you have to go out of defence to Trent Ogle, who's manned up, he's the shortest guy there. That can't be the option to come out of defence.
To the hot spot at the top of the goal square, spills over into the other pocket. Barmera Monash unable to clear it out, tackled hard. Zach Gartry now running to the boundary with the ball. They're calling for holding the ball, but it went out of bounds first.
Gee, I would be calling for holding the ball too. The ump gave him plenty of chance there to get rid of it, but long as he stays consistent, I have no problem with it.
31 plays 40, Renmark trail, in attack.
It wouldn't matter if I did have a problem with it, I'm not out there.
Renmark starting to wake up from a sleepy first half.
Whitbourne gets hold of the footy, tries to come out of defence to warn it. Gets it on the boot towards Steve Burton. He handballs, lovely handball to Hill, but he can't get loose and he gets penalised. They take the advantage. Josh Vader takes the advantage. He goes into attack. Justin Bonney up after the footy, but taken to the ground by Liam Jackson. Maybe he's the one that's minding Bonney, not giving him the space.
Yeah, a bit of a scuffle there. Saxton Mitchell there running back into the play for that. Getting a hand in there in defence. So still in attack now for Renmark.
Down goes the Barmera player without the football. Umpire wasn't in the right spot to see it.
It was Fraser Sampson too.
Yeah, there's a bit going on out there.
The multiple Renmark Rover Premiership player now coaching at the Roos. Oh, Zach Gartrey tackled in the ruck. That's a free kick every day of the year. And he's going to get a free kick 30 out from goal.
He's had a good game, Zach. He's probably had the better of Bonney in the hit-outs. And now he's starting to get the better of him in ground play around the ground.
You can't tackle a ruckman. I don't know what teams think this is a new rule.
There's a lot of things.
It's never been a rule.
A lot of ruckman things happening here. A ruckman having a bounce. a ruckman having a shot at goal and kicking it out on the full.
Yeah, okay. So that went through. That wasn't even a minor score. Out on the full. So Renmark unable to capitalise there.
He's a bit of a highlight reel in himself here, Zach Gartery, isn't he?
Well, he's going to get under this one too. He might get on the mark here. Barmera with the kick out.
And he does.
He's dragged it in. That is the mark of the day. I'm calling it already.
Yeah, he's taken possibly the mark of the day. He's had a bounce. He's been tackled. He's kicked it out in the full. He's now turned it over.
Ball and he's going to get it back again.
Another disposal. Gets it on the boot. Shoots it forward. And finds a teammate. That's Harrison Brown. Takes a very strong mark at half forward under a lot of pressure in front of Whitbourne.
This is 5 in Riverland football for McDonald's. Renmark.
Lovely kick too. Finds Gillard on a long lead, who takes a fairly sizable divot. Groundsman.
I was just saying that the soil at this oval is very, it is on the river flat, so it's very clay-based. And a bit of water yesterday. Underfoot, once that turf starts to peel, it's very dark soil like the Lord's cricket pitch, Nobby Norton.
Here's an interesting thing. The umpire sending him around on an angle, sending him over the boundary line, over the rail and into the car park.
Yeah. Kicking from the Berry Hotel front bar.
Lovely kick at goal there from Gillard, but he hits the point post on the full. I think that might have been out in the full.
Umpire said play on.
No, the goal ump has his hand up. It's hit the point post on the full.
Right.
The goal ump had his hand up. It's out of bounds on the full. The ump's just doing a score review. He's talking to the umpire who said that hit the boundary post on the full. It's got to be out in the full.
Liam Jackson socketed it through the goals.
There it is. It is out. It is out in the full. Barmera to take the free kick. Looks like Justin Bonney for me. Bring it back into play. Takes it round the far side. Out of Barmera's defence, but hits a Renmark player on the chest. Through comes a Renmark player
Garrett.
for the ball. Garrett, he's lifted too. He's ramped it up. He's pretty hard at it.
A ball up just outside the 50 arc for the Renmark Rovers. 21 and a half minutes played. 9 points the margin. We've got a big fourth quarter to come at 5RM footy.
Yep, it'll be who wants it the most to be playing, going straight in the grand final. Cut off the boot from Renmark, drive the ball into attack. Players on all over the footy. That was
AJ Hem.
AJ Hem. He sort of buckled at the knees and his head went back. Whether there was contact or not, he was trying to make it look like there was.
Ball up. Gartrey gets it out of the ruck, goes kick, but it was smothered. Whitbourne then was held with it for Barmera Monash, and we'll get a ball up. 30 out from the Rovers' goal. Kick to the river end.
Players from both teams struggling to get clean possession around the footy and get it clear. Watke goes in after it. Comes out of the pack. Ball comes loose. Comes out towards Dan Wolford. Tackled as he slipped to the ground. Umpire says you slipped. I'm sorry, it wasn't an intentional high tackle. I'm going to ball this up 45 metres out from the Renmark goals. Ruckman up. Bonney gets it loose. This time Bonney was held.
Beach.
No, Beach, was held. Had a very quiet game, John. I'm wondering if he's still coming back from that rather nasty injury he had a couple months ago, Lockie. Umpire's down in the middle. Umpire Linky's down. He slipped. Ball over William Cowling's head. Oh, sells the dummy, does Dan Wolford. Chips it in short. and finds, it was Lockie Lellman. He tried to play on from one step. Ball, series of handballs, out it comes towards Chris Bonney. Gets the ball out of defence for Barmera. Comes to the wing. Gets to Harry Beavis, who's wrapped up.
He handball back inside. Burton now for Barmera Monash. Got it to Hill, handball. Whitbourne got a kick away. Now Thomas Austin, a comedy of errors. Intercept from the Rovers. Dan Walford kicks straight down the line, but it's going to be mopped up by Dylan Millard for the Barmera Monash Roos. He goes wide. He's got Beach, who's got a paddock, reels it in one-handed and just holds up.
Yeah, tries to get out of congestion. That ball just staying in congestion constantly now. Beach has the ball out on the far side wing, but he doesn't have many options. Umpire calls him on, so he goes down the ground towards a teammate who was taken under the ball. Out the back comes Warnett after it, but Renmark first. Tim Wolford gets hold of it as the siren sounds, and that is Barmera Monash 6-4-40 leading Renmark 4-7-31 by 9 points. Barmera yet to kick a goal since quarter time.
A big fourth quarter to come. Let's go around the grounds. They certainly are, Trevor Scott. We've got a big fourth quarter to come. That is for sure. There is a lot happening here at the Berry Oval, and the siren sounds, and we are underway. A spot in the grand final on the line, and it's a good tap away, wild soccer off the ground, but it's Renmark that go inside attacking 50. To the ground it goes. Barmera Monash unable to mop that one up, and we're going to go Johnson now at goals for the Rovers.
Oh, hits the
post.
It's the post. First score of the last quarter takes Renmark to 4-8-32, trailing Barmera Monash 6-4-40 by only 8 points, and I can't help but think that perhaps Renmark are heading towards the grand final. Barmera only scored 2 points since quarter time. They need to find score, they need to find goals, and they need to find them quickly. Ball comes out this time to half back for Barmera. Looks like Lockie Marks there at half back. He drives them down the wing and finds Beach on the wing. Looks up, chips it over the top. Steve Burton with the ball, looking to get on with it, but Barmera not moving the ball as quickly as their first quarter when they kicked 6 goals. They did it through moving the ball quickly and just taking them on. This time the ball, Renmark have been able to get behind. Now it's the opposite. Renmark taking them on. Through comes Renmark over the back. Helped under the ball. Gillard helped his opponent under the ball. Runs into an open goal. Kicks a goal. Takes Renmark to 5-8-38. Trailing Barmera 6-4-40 by only 2 points. And I can't help but see that Renmark are just going to finish over the top of the Rovers, over the top of the Roos here, and head towards yet another grand final.
First goal of the quarter, and Renmark's fourth in a row. Barmera Monash, no goals since the first quarter.
2 points. 1 point in the second quarter, 1 point in the third. No points this quarter so far.
Concerning signs, it must be said, for the Barmera Monash Roos.
Sometimes you can win a game in a quarter, but you can't necessarily win it without scoring in the other quarters.
2 minutes gone on the Ricatera wine room clock. Fourth quarter, Riverland footy on 5RM. It's Gartrey with the tap. He brings it to the broadcast wing.
Tim Wolford tries to come out of the middle without it. Oh, look out. That should have been... they were unlucky there, Renmark. Wolford got a hold of it. Vader had control of the footy in advantage, but wasn't allowed to play on. Wolford turns around onto the right leg, drives it long down the middle towards the goals. Up goes Gillard. Over the back goes the football. Out the back it comes. Barmera chain of handballs. Ball comes out from Beach. Goes wide. Can't get his teammate out there. There's Lachlan Marks again, I think, out there and wide.
That is Zunic there that was tackled, or sort of spilled the footy at the same time. So free kick now to Marks there, right in front of the Berry Football Club rooms.
Yeah, a lot of arm waving going on there from Barmera Monash defenders, but I can't help but think that they haven't been able to get their lovely mark in the pack. That's Tim Wolford again. Jenke is at this time.
Yeah, Mitch Jenke playing a pretty good game after half time.
He's been solid.
Really lifting for his side when he needs it. Down the line he goes, a booming kick. Looks for Zunic, but it's gone wide and out of bounds on the full.
Barmera haven't had the use of the ball off half-back that they normally get. Bonnie, who's been a driving force for him into attack all year off half-back, I don't think he's even had half a dozen kicks at here. He's got the ball now, but unable to get that drive and get that loose ball off it. He goes back to a pack at the wing. Warnett coming up for him, but 2 Renmark opponents with him, and the ball thumped out of bounds for a throw-in.
This is 5M Riverland football for McDonald's Renmark.
Yeah, they're desperately lacking a key forward or an avenue to goal, and Barmera since quarter time. This time out of the ruck comes Matt Wolford with the ball, slams it on his left foot, gets it forward. Ball comes loose. Garrett, handballs. Another chain of handballs. Ball comes back onto the left, goes Wolford. Jack Albrick for Barmera gets the ball in defence, tries to get it out. Barmera trying everything they can to get their hands on the ball and drive into attack, but Renmark up to the task. Comes back in the middle. This time Butterworth shoots it, but he shoots it, kicks it straight to Jenke at half-back for Renmark, who returns fire. Shoots the ball out wide. Matt Wolford out on the wing. It's the same names coming forward here. for Renmark. They still trail by 2 points on the scoreboard. Well, there's a torp, a screwy all the way forward, but cut out at half-back by Cowling for Barmera. He's been pretty solid for him in defence. Chain of handballs, ball comes back in the middle. Dylan Millard in his 200th game takes the mark. Shoots the handball out to Ogle going past. They're trying to get some run happening here. Ball goes forward. This time Barmera looking more dangerous. Petrole shapes the handball. Goes to Wacky standing flat-footed. Handballs again to Brodie Hill. Has a shot at goal from 50 metres out. Rushed through for a behind. That was a dangerous passage of play. That's the best Barmera have looked since quarter time.
This is 5 in Riverland football for McDonald's Renmark.
Extends the lead to 3
points this afternoon.
3 point lead on the Berry Better scoreboard to Barmera Monash. And they have kept up their average. They've scored a point in the second quarter, a point in the third, and now a point in the last. They'll need more than that if they're going to win this game.
6-5-41 now to the pack. And that's about as far as it went.
Yeah, but Renmark getting hold of the footy, drive it down the wing. This time looking for Caden Garter. He gets hold of it. Handballs. Albrick intercepts for Barmera. Ball comes in the middle to Hill. He gives it back to Bonnie. Bonnie fumbles. Quickly set upon. Brodie Hill gets back after the footy. Drives it wide. Switches it across here to Rory Moore. He drives him up the middle. Over the top of all players. Wacky yet to have a real influence on the game. Now he's having one. Taps it to himself. Looks up and finds in front of goals. I think that's John O'Beach. 20 metres out. Lovely play there from Matt Wacky. Tapped it to himself, socketed it to himself, went round a couple of opponents and got hold of the footy, broke clear of the tackle, and he has found John O'Beach with a nice easy kick 20 metres out direct in front. You'd expect the former Sandful and former Crow to make no mistake here, and they need it.
They certainly do. A big kick here.
It's a goal. Beach goals, takes that lead out to 9 points on the Berry Better scoreboard, and that's Barmera Monash's first goal since quarter time.
Very important goal for the Barmera Monash Roos. Gets the margin back out to 9 to my calculations on the Berry Better scoreboard.
Yeah, what a great game of footy, Lockie, and either of these teams still a big chance to go straight into the grand final. Renmark, who had plenty of play, really all the third quarter and the start of this quarter, all of a sudden Barmera have responded, and they've responded by taking the game on and trying to move the ball quickly again, which is exactly how they did in the first quarter when they kicked 6 goals to Renmark's 1.
Yeah, really caught the Renmark Rovers by surprise that first quarter, it must be said.
Breeze still flapping, but it didn't seem to affect that play going that end. First time Barmera scored going that way, they'll need to do it again.
Back in the middle it goes. Gartree taps. Oh, well roved there by the Rovers. Josh Vader now booming kick inside 50. Zunic the target. A couple of bites, unable to mark it. Gets the crumbs off the deck, wheels around. Then goes back on the left to the pocket, looking for Gillard, who couldn't quite drag it in.
Yeah, good spoil there from Mitchell. He stuck with his opponent. Didn't let Gillard take him off the footy and reached back in and punched it out of bounds. So it'll be a boundary throw in the forward pocket for Renmark at the 5RM end, in the dangerous place for the Barmera Monash Roos. Ball comes right into the middle. This time Bonnie Chris gets his hand on it, tries to get it free, at to Vader. Vader handballs, this time to Ricky Garrett, gets it onto his left foot, back into attack. Lelman couldn't quite bring it in. The ball comes out to Declan Johnson onto his right foot. Now there is the goal of the day by Decky Johnson. Takes the margin back to 3 points. There it is, Lockie. That is so far the leading Berry Better goal of the day, Declan Johnson. It could even be the main moment of the day too, if they go on to win.
Well, they needed something. Back to 3 points the margin. 6-8-44 plays. 7-5-47.
Yep, same names involved in that. Vader, the coach, in amongst it, driving that ball forward, making it dangerous for the Barmera team.
5 Riverland football for McDonald's Renmark. Saturday afternoon. Big game tomorrow as well at the Lakeside in Barmera.
Up it goes in the middle. Gartery thumps it forward. This time Tim Wolford gets hold of it first. Gets taken to ground by Wacky, and it'll be another ball up.
Ball up in the middle. It is.
Gee whiz, he's starting to really show his class too, Tim Wolford, former Willis medalist. This time reaching in over the top was Gartery, reaching over the top of the shoulder of Chris Bonney. He gets the free kick, drives Barmera forward, looking for but not getting it to Dane Austin, who comes back at it. Didn't keep his feet, but his opponent did. Series of handballs out to Mitch Jenke. What, like you said, Lockie, having a great second half. He drives Renmark forward yet again.
Renmark now, a couple of loose handballs back inboard. Sampson for Barmera Monash couldn't get it, but Chris Bonney thought he was taken high. Harrison Brown's been done holding the ball. Great bit of defensive play there for the Barmera Monash player with Rory Moore.
Ball comes into Ogle. Ogle takes the mark at half-back for Barmera, drives them forward up the wing, looking for a teammate, and this time it's, gee whiz, onto his left foot. I think that was Austin Dane there, went onto his left, drives him forward.
Patrol lane now to the centre, to the hot spot. Jono Beach get underneath it, he couldn't. Renmark trying to clear it out. Anspach got a hand on it. Now Albrecht gets a handball out to Warnett. Warnett off the ground. Umpires stopped it already. It's a high tackle.
Jack Albrecht.
Free kick.
Yeah, Jack Albrecht thrown to the ground after he handballed that, and he'll come back and take a free kick 40 metres out from goal. Gee whiz, that'll... Jack's not the longest kick in the side, but he's... tell you what, he's one of the most courageous players they got. Both those Kingston Murray lads are hard at it, Ogle and Albrecht.
Must be something in there, Ward. Must be something in the water, Nobby.
Yeah.
Kingston Murray.
Yeah, just above Lock 3. It's where the water's best.
They say it's even better than Mount Franklin.
Yep. There he goes. This is a very crucial kick. Jack Albrecht lining up. Will kick it from about 35 metres out. Doesn't quite get the trip. Through it goes off hands for a behind. Extends the lead to 4 points for Barmera Monash. Gee, that would have been a handy goal.
Tell you what, this Berry scoreboard might need to get these numbers sorted pretty soon, because it's a pretty close game and my numbers don't line up with theirs.
No, they're a couple of points shy. Ball comes out. Wolford holds his position in front of it. Jamison Whitbourne takes a nice mark at half-back for Renmark. Looks to relieve the pressure out of the Renmark defence. Comes wide. There he is, Justin Bonney, starting to work his way into the game. Looking to use the footy like he normally does. Goes to Whitbourne, takes the mark in front of Wolford. He plays on, goes short, looking for Barmera. He was looking for Jono Beach, but dropping in front of him was Herodor. Takes the intercept mark.
So, the important stage of the game again now for Renmark. They've got to get back into it. They trail by 4.
Pressure coming right on. Goes down towards Wolford, gets first bite at it. Whitbourne takes possession for Barmera and taken to the ground by Declan Johnson. So it'll be a ball up here on the wing.
This is 5-home Riverland football for McDonald's Renmark. Up in the wing it goes. Ruckman arguing for it, but it's Bonney though. His hands. Ogle tried to run on it for Barmera Monash. He couldn't quite scoop it up off the deck. Players on it like a pile of ants, and we'll get a ball up. Broadcast wing. 13 minutes played, fourth quarter Riverland footy on 5RM.
Yep, Barmera working hard here, trying to get clean possession, but unable to. Up it goes again, Ruckman wrestling with each other. Tim Wolford with the footy again, tries to handball it out. Goes to Butterworth, who's wrapped up by him. It'll be another ball up.
This is 5RM Riverland football. Very better scoreboard, just 4 points the margin. 44 plays, 48. Barmera Monash currently holding a spot in the 2025 Grand Final. Bonney, big tap, unopposed. Barmera Monash, Boston tried to run onto it, bumped, and he's probably going to get a free kick here. He's not. Ball let in. It was a pretty decent bump.
Umpire letting things go here, which I don't mind. It's a game that has a lot on it. The winner into the grand final, the loser to play the winner of tomorrow's game. Up it goes. Can't help but think next goal is going to be so important. This time Beavis comes out with the ball. Can't get free of the pack. As you can hear, there's a lot of umpires here in the grandstand, Lockie, but none of them with a green shirt on or a whistle.
Well, I know the Lakeside's been a proven training ground for umpires.
Yep.
On and off the field. Harrison Brown tackle, holding the ball.
Yeah, good call by the ump. He had
incorrect disposal.
He had opportunity too. He took his couple of steps. He's wrapped up by Barmera captain Sam Butterworth.
Butterworth goes wide, finds Whitbourne. No one checking him, so he's got to hold on. A bump off play, and it was Lockie Lellman there that bumped Albrecht. Yeah. So it's going to be a free kick to Albrecht in the forward pocket. And that ball has gone moved down 50 metres without anyone having to kick it.
Yep. Another crucial kick at goal here for Barmera Monash. Jack Albrecht had the last shot. Couldn't quite make the distance. Distance won't be a problem this time. He's going to kick this from about 25 metres out. He's up to it.
I wonder if this goes through, does the roof on this Heritage Grandstand blow off?
It will take the margin currently sitting at 4 points. Barmera Monash leading 7-6-48 to Renmark. 6-8-44 on the Berry Better scoreboard. Time back on. Albrecht throws it up, throws a bit of grass up in the air to get an idea of the breeze. All he needs to do is start this on about the right-hand post and just let it work across. In he comes for a shot at goal. Very important shot at goal. It goes, the breeze catches it, goes across. Up go the pack.
Socket off the deck by Ricketts, but it was a minor score.
It was almost like it was rugby thrown through. Yeah. That takes the margin out to 5 points. A goal will still do it for Renmark.
Still got a bit of time, 15 or nearly 16 minutes played.
On the Ricatera wine clock, Matt Wolford brings the ball back into play for Renmark. Oh, Ogle reaches up, nearly gets it. The ball comes out the back by hand to Dan Wolford. Jack Albrecht gets a hold of him. M through he goes, drives Renmark into attack. But Barmera at half-back, pick up the ball, and the ball goes back into Whitbourne, who started this game off in very good form and is finishing as well as he started.
Goes wide, finds more, then Brody Hill's got a bit of space, holds up at half-forward, left half-forward, down the line, looking for Burton. That's going to go out of bounds, all kept in board just. Josh Vader for the Rovers just walks that one over and will get a ball in. 55 around from the Ruse goal, kicking to the river end.
Barmera with a fair bit of the play here in the last 5 minutes and driving it forward and keeping it their end. You can't help but feel that if they can get a major, they might be on their way to the 2025 grand final.
Ball in, goes forward, didn't go that far and we'll get another one. And the temperature has dropped about another 3 degrees in the last 10 minutes. A bit of a push on play, here we go. Yeah. It's a bit of action out there. Umpire says, settle down, boys. Ball up right on the 50-metre line. Bonnie for Barmera Monash gets his hands on it, but it was Wolford Matt that got a kick away. It looks for Zunic up the line. More now for Barmera Monash. Through traffic, inboard to Ogle. Handballed over the top and intercept Zunic now. Out to Stockman for the Rovers. The Rovers are off. Inside 50, getting chased down in the second bounce. Nick Stockman for the Renmark Rovers has a shot from 45. It's going through.
Hit the post.
Hit the post. It is, and it's heartbreak for the Rovers.
Well, Trent Ogle would have had his heart in his mouth there after turning that ball over.
Barmera Monash 7-7-49, a 4-point margin again. Kick out it goes, a long kick. Finds Brody Hill, left back flank.
Yep. Well, poor old young Trent Ogle had his heart in his mouth after turning that ball over, hoping it didn't go through. Now 4-point margin to Barmera. Through goes Garter. He takes a mark at centre wing for him. Turns around, drives him back into attack. Finds a teammate out wide at half forward.
Stockman again, I reckon it is too.
Had a fair game, Nick Stockman.
Down the line, looking for Zunic in the pocket. Bonnie for Barmera Monash got his hands on it, but he had a couple of bites at it, took it to ground.
I reckon he might have been taken high, but the umpire's a fair bit away. And umpire Linky, to his credit, he's allowed most times for the players to get on with the game. He hasn't inserted himself too much in the game at all.
So a ball up, 40 out from the Rovers goal. Getting up to the 18-minute mark now. Still time for Renmark to snatch this.
Ball comes out to Hill. Hill gets Barmera out of defence, but not to anyone in particular. Warnett goes back over it, but socket off the ground from Renmark. Play on. That went to Hem.
Off the deck.
Out of bounds without being touched. Last disposal will be a free kick to Barmera in the back pocket. It's Whitbourne down there in the back pocket. He's covering some turf too, getting plenty of the footy. Renmark man up, lots of arms being waved around. Comes out towards Beach and Wolford from Renmark. Neither of them gets possession. Wolford back in, handballs to his brother Tim. He goes towards goal. No one there to get hold of it. Josh Vader
from the pocket.
Kicks it out of bounds on the full.
Oh, another wayward kick for the Rovers. 4 points the margin.
Time ticking away on the Ricatera Wines clock here.
19 played.
You can only think probably about 5 minutes to go, playing time, I'm thinking.
Would have thought so.
But anyone's game still and anyone's road to the grand final. Another close game between these two rivals.
The Barmera Monash faithful, very vocal in front of us here. Barmera Monash go on the switch and the intercept mark taken by Saxton Mitchell. He slipped over, kicks inboard a little. It's a wild old kick, finds Ogle.
Gee whiz,
he's had the handball.
Gee whiz, the young fella's had a fair game, hasn't he? Yeah.
Goes thought about the handball to Bonnie running past. Now he's going to go a small pass to the left by foot. Bonnie now down the line. Back into the game.
Hill.
Oh, couldn't quite mark it. Out of bounds, it spills, and we'll get a ball in.
Gee, the veterans played a pretty important part in this last quarter. In the last 10 minutes, he's had a bit of it.
Yeah, could be a contender for the hardest worker award this afternoon.
Yep, certainly. I know his age starts with a 4, Lockie, and he's playing like a bloke that starts with a 2.
Ball in. Renmark need to find something here. Smothered off the... Oh, that's hit Renmark player right in the face. That was...
A Falcon.
Stockman, I reckon it was.
Copped a Falcon.
No, it was Lockie Lellman, rather.
Lockie
Sorry.
Lellman, yeah.
Wasn't expecting that. And we might
blood
get
rule?
a blood rule here. It's Sam Butterworth.
Yeah. Gee, can't afford to have him off the ground for too long. Not when the chips are down in the last few minutes.
It's got Lockie Lellman, runners, just having a chat with him. He seems okay. Barmera Monash swapped their player on. Tom Austin's coming on. Sorry, Dane Austin. Ball in the air. Gartery, good tap. Barmera Monash get a kick off the deck, wrapped up.
Brody Hill.
And we'll get another ball up. Now into time on, 21 minutes played.
On the Ricatera wine clock, anyone's game still here. Barmera leading by 4 points. Ball comes out to Gillard, jams it on the boot, drives Renmark forward, punch, clear. Who is it? Vader.
Off the deck, it's kicked around the corner. He's been taken
come back to him.
Free kick is going to come back to Josh Vader. 35 out from goal, straight in front. And I tell you what, the Barmera Monash supporters are not happy about this.
Rory Moore taking the Renmark coach to ground as he kicked it, or just after he kicked it, and putting him roughly into the deck. Umpires have been consistent with this all day, this throwing people to the ground.
Yeah, you can't say it wasn't going to happen. So
out of all the players in the Renmark side, you wouldn't want to have this shot if you were from Barmera. He's the one. Vader lines up for goal, drives it through and gives Renmark the lead for the first time since they kicked the first point of the game.
A 2-point margin to the Renmark Rovers. A big comeback since quarter time. I tell you what a thrilling second semi-final we've had here this afternoon, and there's still a bit to play. 22 minutes gone.
Yep, Josh Vader kicks his third goal of the game to put his side in front and on the way to the grand final. A 2-point lead to Renmark Rovers. And will that be enough, Lockie?
No, I don't think so. I think you've still got to attack the game here.
They've got to go down the middle.
You can't play possession football now.
No, this is where the 6-6-6 is really handy, because otherwise Renmark could be filling the back lines.
Wacky there tried to run onto it. Barmera Monash hungry for the ball up. Take a bit of time out of this one. Nearly coming up to 23 minutes played.
This is where you need an act of courage from someone to lead the front and take the game by the throat. Gartery knocks it out, comes out to Declan Johnson. He kicks Renmark forward yet again, but the ball taken by Barmera coach Fraser Sanson. Plays straight on, comes in the middle to Trent Ogle. He plays straight on. Hits Brody Hill on the chest with it. He drives Barmera into attack. Looking for Beach. Push under the ball. Ball in the Barmera forward lines, but no one able to get hold of it.
Anspatch taken off the ball. Ball still in now and attacking 50 for Barmera Monash. Umpire Charlton says, I'll have it. Ball up.
Barmera need a goal. A point won't be enough. They trail by 2 points here with time ticking away on the Ricatera wine clock. Up it goes. Ruckman into it. Ball comes out, but it comes out in front of Steve Burton. Back onto his right foot. Kicks him towards the middle of the goals. No one can bring it down.
Austin trying to break through the pack, and a ball up. 15 out from the Barmera Monash goal.
Directly in front of their goals. They need someone to get hold of this and kick a goal.
Gartery taps to the boundary. Smart move, and it's going to go out of bounds.
Tapped over. It'll be a boundary throw in. Gee, that was so close to being a free kick.
24 minutes played, fourth quarter. Renmark Rovers leading by 2 after trailing all day.
Ball will
outside the first second of the game.
Ball will be thrown in the forward pocket. Barmera needing clean possession and a shot at goal here. Up they go, the ruckman. Everyone round the footy. No one in front of centre for Renmark. Everyone into the Barmera defence. All bar 4 players standing outside the 50. There are 32 players inside that defensive 50. Renmark just looking to hang on here. and go through to the grand final.
I can't help but think this looks like an under-9s game. Just a hungry pack of players around the footy.
Yeah.
Ball up, 20 out from Barmera's goal. Spills out, Gartrey got a second bite at it, and he was wrapped up with it. Umpire says play on. And just hungry for the ball. Barmera Monash supporters not happy. Very vocal this afternoon.
I can't think, but looking at where we are, Lockie, that someone, if I was playing out there, you come out and stand on your own, right out here and give yourself a chance.
Bonnie out of the ruck, tried to clunk it. Gets a handball away. That
Here
was burned off the deck.
Yes!
It's gone through. The Barmera Monash Roos have hit the front. A 4-point margin. That could be the goal of the year. Steve Burton, if you don't mind.
Is it Burton or Bonnie?
It was Burton, number 19.
Burton, Steve Burton, there you go. That's his second goal for the game, and is that the winner?
I reckon it is.
Takes Barmera in the lead by 4 points. They lead 8-7-55 to Renmark 7-9-51. Back to the 6-6-6. Renmark get one more chance to drive this ball forward.
See Lellman's running onto the field, was going to go into the middle, but now going to have to go into defence here for the 6-6-6.
Does the umpire have to wait?
Well, I think the other players were ready there anyway.
Here we go. Ball up in the middle. 4-point lead to Barmera.
Gartery, good tap, but Trent Ogle gets his boot onto it for Barmera Monash.
There it is.
The Roos make it into the grand final, number 3 in a row. A thrilling second semi-final at Berry. And one of the all-time classics in Riverland football.
What a game.
What a game.
What a game, Lockie Winnell. And look, I tell you what, Renmark looked like they'd nearly pinched that after Barmera had led all day. Renmark nearly pinched it back on the back of their coach. And he couldn't quite get it through, for him. He couldn't quite do the business. But so there's the final score. 8-7-55, Barmera Monash win the game to Renmark 7-9-51. They win by 4 points. And that is some sort of an effort to kick that when there was 32 players inside that 50 to get that hold of that footy, burst clear and snap it over the pack. No doubt about what the goal of the day is, Lockie. There it is.
Well, I'm doubting myself it was Steve Burton now, but I had the binoculars and I'm fairly certain it was after a hungry pack of players. We'll get some clarification on that, but if you're a Barmera Monash supporter, get your ticket to Renmark ready in a couple of weeks' time because you're in the grand final.
I can't help but think this is just Act 1 of this act.
I don't disagree. We will calm down, take a bit of a break, maybe have a cup of tea, and then we'll do our best on ground, all of our awards very soon. But Trevor Scott, what a game of football we had.